Live from our Hooper Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union High School. Touchdown Productions, celebrating 16 years of local sports television, is proud to present Nevada Union Minor Football tonight. In the fourth week of the 2012 preseason, your Nevada Union Miners take on the undefeated Chico Panthers. It's the Miners' final home preseason game, and all the action starts right here, right now. It's your NorCal Game of the Week. It seems like it's been a while since we've been here, but the Miners come home to Hooper Stadium tonight after a disappointing 1-point loss at Pleasant Grove last week. Their opponent tonight, the undefeated Chico Panthers. Good evening, football fans, wherever you are across our worldwide audience. Jim Adams here, the voice of NU Miner football, alongside me. Back from his fishing trip to Alaska, Paul Brown. On the sidelines, Scott Hopper, our executive producer, Gilbert M. Dominguez, and our director, Daniel Paddock. Hey, Paul, you missed a wild and exciting game last week.
Yeah, you know, Jimmy, I did, and I watched it on YouTube today, and it was a game I didn't want to miss, but unfortunately I'm back for this week. And the Miners were certainly tested, you have to admit, by a very evenly matched team. As you said in your article in the Union this week, they played it right down to the bitter end, and a blocked field goal made all the difference.
Well, and tonight the Miners have another daunting task as they face the Chico Panthers, the undefeated Chico Panthers. And this will be the game in which they hope to get back on track before next week, when again we take the long drive to Elk Grove so that they can face the Thundering Herd. Let's go down to the field and Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey, thanks, Jim. The Panthers are leading the league at 2-0, the Eastern Conference, Eastern Sierra Foothill League Conference. In their two games, they put up 57 points, and their quarterback has gone 30 for 30, and that's their number 2 guy. So they like to air it out. So the Miners have their hands full, as the Panthers will come into the house tonight and try and redeem themselves from a loss from last season. And be sure to check in with us at halftime for an interview with Walter Ford. Back to you, Jim.
Thanks, Scott. So the table is set here at Hooper Stadium. The Miners need to win to avenge last week's loss to hold on to their number 4 ranking. The Panthers are undefeated and want to stay that way. Be sure to watch tonight's game on our new Game of the Week YouTube channel beginning Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. So less than 12 hours after the conclusion of this game, you'll be able to watch it. We've got the coin toss, the national anthem, and the kickoff coming straight ahead. So stay with us. It's Nevada Union versus Chico tonight, right here on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
Gold and silver are more important as a part of your investment portfolio more now than ever before. There's inflationary pressures. China alone could push the gold price more than double, from $1,000 to $2,000 an ounce. Hi, my name is Jason Hommel, and welcome to the JH Mint. Here at the JH Mint, we have all sorts of gold and silver. We have about 200 ounces of gold. We have about 20,000 ounces of silver or more in stock. We also assay or scrap gold jewelry and placer gold, and we will be here for all of your gold and silver investing needs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The Owl has been part of Mill Street for 132 years. The hand-carved Austrian cherrywood bar was built in 1880, and the food has become legendary with entrees including steak and prawns cooked to perfection.
We put 3 new HD TVs in the bar and the lounge area. We're going to be starting a Monday Night Football special. We'll have different specials in the bar.
Enjoy a great meal with family and friends at the new Owl Grill and Saloon.
The Painter family's been feeding Nevada County football players and their families since 1959. October marks 52 years of service to our community. At SPD, you'll always find USDA choice beef and a full-service meat department, complete deli section, locally grown produce, and a post office. Everything you need that makes SPD so special. SPD Markets, hometown proud, where your neighbors shop.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in the driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We have no monitor. So back here at Hooper Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union High School, the two teams on the field warming up. Nevada Union with what many people feel will be a stiff test tonight against the Chico Panthers. Had a chance to talk with Coach Dave Humphers a little bit ago, our segment of Coach's Chalkboard, and here is Coach's Chalkboard. This is Coach's Chalkboard, a daily program before every Nevada Union Miners game, and as usual, we're joined tonight by Coach Dave Humphers. Dave, let's go back a week. Pleasant Grove game, pretty tough loss for the team.
Well, tough loss in a lot of ways, but I was real proud of our team. You just had to see the desire and the poise our kids showed to be able to battle back and forth, and even in the final moments when after Pleasant Grove scored to take the lead, that there was no quit in our guys. They saw that pretty football smart group. They saw that what we need to do is get a field goal to win and put ourselves in a position to have a chance. So a lot of clutch play. We had some mistakes that we've had to work on, and so that's why you play tough opponents, so they can expose problems and mistakes that we're making and then work at getting better.
Let's take a look tonight. Chico comes visiting, the third time that we have played Chico in the pre-league format. Kind of an interesting team, this Chico squad.
Well, they sure are. You're going to see a spread offense, field spread out with receivers, and they're going to throw the ball a ton of times, and they're really, really good at it. They've got the North Section's all-time leading receiver. All-time. He's caught 2,500 yards and worth of passes over his 2.5-year varsity career. And but they spread the ball around to their other guys too. So it'll be a great challenge for our defense, which we really know that we gave up a lot to the pass last week. So it was a good week for us to get ready for this.
And this will be a good test. Most of the time you see a 70-30 spread with 70% running and 30% passing. Tonight we're going to see 70% passing, 30% running.
Oh, that's what we expect, or more. So, a great challenge for our defense. We got a lot of young guys. We're starting a lot of juniors over there, so they're getting better every game. And then, offensively, Chico does quite a variety of things on defense that we've been preparing for, and but we're excited about the night for our offense and for the opportunities for them.
Certainly, the pass defense was challenged last week. What adjustments can we look for tonight?
Well, the adjustments are more about what Chico brings offensively, their style, and so. So we've got a variety that we're going to give them coverage-wise, and we're going to give them some pressures, and but they do a lot of quick passing, so it isn't always easy to get to a guy. But what we hope to do is disrupt the timing of their passing game and be physical with the receivers, and hopefully that that we get the stops we need.
Thank you, Dave. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Jim.
This has been Coach's Chalkboard, brought to you before every Nevada Union Miner game on the Touchdown Production Sports Network. Let's send it back up to the booth.
Thanks, Jimmy. We appreciate it very much. Very insightful interview with Coach Humphers. This is the Nevada Union versus Chico coming up next, right here on the Touchdown Production Sports Network.
The fun starts at Top Six, your premier accessory outfitter for truck, RV, marine, and fishing. Top This is Grass Valley's only outfitter with access to millions of products and the knowledge to help you choose what's right for you. They're serious about outfitting your truck, boat, or RV. As for fishing, talk to Chuck. Top This, your premier accessory outfitter for truck, RVs, marine, and fishing.
Hi, my name's Mark from Swayze's Public Wholesale at 140 East McKnight Way. At Swayze's, we have all kinds of automotive tools. We have all kinds of fasteners, 3 different pitches of metrics. We have safety equipment. And don't forget our glove world. We carry over 600 styles of gloves. If your canopy was damaged this winter, we have all the parts and supplies to fix and repair it or expand it. It's Swayze's Public Wholesale. We have everything you need for everything you do. Open every day, 8 to 5 on the weekdays, open till 4 on the weekends.
The Hauser family reminds you if it's round, rubber, and it rolls, then you're sure to find it at Plaza Tire and Auto Service. From regular car and truck tires to small specialty tires for your trailers and golf carts, you can trust Plaza Tire has the tire for you. They stake their reputations on it every day. Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs, in Penn Valley, Nevada City, and in Colfax. And of course, brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the Foothill leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks for joining us tonight, and be sure to stay with us after the game when we announce the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions sports team will select the most deserving NU player and honor them with a beautiful plaque made by Stuckey's. So stay tuned after the game for the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers, and coming up immediately after this exclusive telecast.
Last week, after the Pleasant Grove game, our 3 stars of the game were number 3, Kyle Cota, number 2, strongman Austin Marks, and the number 1 star. A great game last week, Paul, was Tanner Vallejo.
Okay? Number 2, that's Eisenhower, that's head. Eagles, tails, okay? Now Eisenhower's head. Eagles, tails. And Eisenhower's head, Eagles, tails. And number 2, what is your call? Tails. He's called tails. If I drop it, we'll do it again. Tails was the call, and it is the Eagle tails. Visitors have 1. We're going to defer. You're going to defer your choice in the next half? Okay. 1. Right? Yeah. Oh, we'll defend the score. You're going to...
So the Miners lose the toss for the first time this season, and Chico takes a play out of the Miners playbook in that they defer. And so the Miners usually are the team that wins the toss and defers. Tonight, Chico wins the toss. They defer. The Miners will start off the game on offense. Paul, tell us a little bit about this Chico team.
It's coached by a very good coach who's been long-term in the saddle at Chico. That's Jason Aldister. Currently, their record is 2 wins and no losses. They beat Center 30-19 2 weeks ago, and Lassen last week 27-13. They trailed in that game with Lassen for some time and then came from behind. Currently, Chico is ranked 6th in the Northern Section Division I League, and they don't post a lot of stats online, Jimmy, so there's not a lot of statistics about the running backs and the wide receivers except for what you heard from Coach Humphers during your chalkboard talk. Tell me about what you saw today during the walkthrough.
Well, the Miners are certainly ready for tonight's contest. They had the sting of the 1-point last-minute loss last week, where they led for more than 47 of the 48 minutes of that particular contest. So they're ready to roll tonight. Let's take a look at the Miners offensively for a moment. Offensively, one of the more sound squads we've seen in a long time, in that you have several running backs, Nate Dickinson, Tanner Vallejo, Hank Humphers, Jake Berger, you can go to so many different players. And then on the receiving end, Austin Marks, Hank Humphers, and Ian Davis are just impeccable. When you take a look at the defense of Nevada Union, last week you saw that they were somewhat suspect to the pass. How that will play out tonight is not only the mystery, but it is the storyline. Against the run, they've done very well. And all that leaves the special teams, and Brayton Seal has been about as steady as they come. And we're going to have a moment of silence for Christopher Stevens and the other U.S. representatives in Libya who tragically died
Grass Valley High School
at the hands of the Libyans this week.
Elmer Chief Stevens. Moment of silence, please. Thank you. And now, the national anthem. Please welcome your 2012-2013 Nevada Union Men's Choir under the direction of Mr. Rod Baggett.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our national anthem by the NU Choir. We are moments away from the start of tonight's contest. The Miners will start out on offense, which is not a normal scheme for them. But, Paul, I'm kind of looking forward to them beginning the game on offense.
You know, Jim, one thing that any coach knows is you do not want to face a good football team on their home turf coming off of a loss. And I'm sure that Chico knows what happened with NU last week, and they know that they're going to probably be facing a juggernaut, especially in this first quarter. I'm going to project that they come out and they take it on the ground right at Chico, and let's just see which offensive line comes out, the one that was there last week or the one that was there for the opening game.
So the Miners ready. We will see deep Ian Davis and Jake Berger. And kicking off is Rodrigo Serrato for the Chico Panthers. Panthers have been very successful on the season. I dare say they have probably not met a team of Nevada Union's potential. So as much as this will be a test for the Miners, it will also be a test for the Panthers. So an interesting subplot tonight as to what we will really see. Miners starting on offense. How will the Miners offense do? I think that they'll do very well tonight. How will the Panthers offense do? Well, we're going to see a lot of passes. That's going to test what was a pestered Nevada Union secondary last week, and going 17 for 20 was Terrell, and those statistics need to be turned around. Now, whether the Miners will be able to do that this week, we'll know over the next 48 minutes.
Gilbert, we have some monitor problems up here.
Put your hands together.
So Serrato ready to kick off. And it's an onside kick to start. Miners try to cover the ball, and I think they did.
I think we've got number 66 down there, Jimmy. It looks like
undercover for the Miners, number 66.
Nick Mafucci, or well, let's see, 66. I think Nick is out this week. That's TJ Hart with the recovery. So here comes the Miners, 1st and 10. Kyle Cota, our number 3-star last week, will lead the attack at quarterback. One-man backfield. It looks like it's Nate Dickinson. In motion is Humphers, and that will be to Hank Humphers. He goes over the right side and gets a few yards on the play. Looks like he plunged to about the 42.
About a 3-yard gain on the play for the Miners.
2nd down and 7. Gareth Noxon steps in for the Miners, and out comes Austin Marks.
Brings up 2nd down.
Back to Cota. Cota over the middle, and that's complete to Ian Davis, Mr. Reliable. Davis having a spectacular season. Was our player of the game 2 weeks ago. Tanner Vallejo, as we mentioned last week.
We were talking to Dave Humphers before the game, Jim, and he had wonderful things to say about Ian Davis. We'll talk more about that a little bit later.
So the Miners come right out of the chute with a 1st and 10. 2 plays to that 1st down, 1 run, 1 pass. This will be a run. Nate Dickinson tries to break through, but some gang tackling. Had some good progress on the play. And we've kind of been waiting for the game when Nate breaks it out, too. He really hasn't had an explosive game, and he had even some more explosive plays last season. So we'll see. But right now, down on the field is Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey guys, thank you very much. I wanted to give you an injury update. We have
we'll bring it back
Jared
to
Cook.
Live action. Cota in the shotgun. Handoff, left side again, Dickinson. Maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Miners, and so far they have not been able to establish that run.
No, very quick defense by Chico. The Panthers are coming off the ball very quickly, and they're gang tackling left and right.
Let's go down on the field and Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey, thank you very much, guys. I wanted to give you an injury update. We have 2 guys out sick. We have Jared Cook and Forrest Good, and then we have a toe injury on Armani Senegal, and we have Nick Mafucci still out with a knee injury. Back to you guys.
Ian Davis for a 15-yard gain to the 30-yard line of Chico. 1st down Nevada Union, and so far as we've seen in weeks past, Paul, this passing game is leading the offense.
Boy, you give Kyle Cota this much time, Jim. He's standing back there and able to look over the field. He doesn't look very far because he likes Ian Davis as his primary receiver.
9:40 to go, 1st quarter action, no score. Opening moments here. Handoff up the middle, left side. Nice gain. Tanner Vallejo, the 10, the 5, touchdown Nevada Union. The Miners score 1st and take a 6-point lead on a misdirection play to Tanner Vallejo.
Big Tanner showing he's got speed as well as strength. Normally we see him going through the line, but this time, Jim, he got outside and he just flat outran those defensive backs.
And that was an incredible running play. Totally flew the Panthers. Spotted. Kick. Sills' kick is up and good. Brayton Sill is reliable. You can always depend on Brayton. If he can get the kick off, he will be successful. So the Miners, it takes them 2.5 minutes, Paul, and they're up 7-0.
And I like the fact, Jim, that we saw a good balanced offense. We saw passing, and we saw them finally putting it away with a run play. I think Coach Humphers is going to be very, very pleased with that opening set.
Well, you know, the running game did not go very far. It was complemented by the 2 passes that equated to 1st downs, and then all of a sudden you give Vallejo the ball, give him a little bit of room, and it's 6 points. Vallejo picking up where he left off last week, in which he had a stunning game. And on that play, Paul, as you saw it develop, you really had the feel that that was going to be the opening touchdown of the game.
Now, Jim, like you discussed in pregame, we're going to find out what kind of mettle this defense has, especially the defensive backs for NU. This is Air Chico coming up, folks, so get ready and hold on.
Brayton Sill getting ready to kick off. 80% of his kickoffs have been for touchbacks, and this one will be the same, and it will go out of the end zone. That ball didn't even hit in the end zone, Paul.
Darn near went through the uprights.
Still an incredible tool for the Miners.
Yeah, of all the skilled players the Miners have, he will be one that will play a big part as this season progresses.
Whether it be a field goal or an extra point, unless a team has gotten their hand on it, every ball he's kicked has been good. But now it is the Chico offense. Right into the shotgun. 3 receivers near side. Back to pass, looking over the middle. Fakes once, throws, incomplete. Well defended on the play by Austin Marks and Gareth Noxon. Noxon, the main guy in there, and that ball was intended for Burak Caccarelli. So it'll be a second down. And you can see what this team does. They just flood everybody out in the formation, Paul.
And they've got a passer that can hit the spots. This is what they depend on, Jim. They're gonna get you from the shotgun.
Jesse Chambers at quarterback, man in motion, throws a screen to this side, and that is incomplete. The intended receiver on that one was Daniel Robbins.
Colleen Culpepper, incomplete, brings up 3rd and 10.
So it'll be a 3rd and 10. So the first 2 passes are incompletion. The Miners really are going to try to come up with a different defensive scheme, especially on the pass that's going to feature more pressure. However, as you take a look right there on your screen, you see 3 receivers to the near side and 2 receivers to the far side. So back is Chambers. Here comes the blitz. Down he goes!
And here comes Tanner Vallejo saying, hello.
You know, I think that was Nate Dickinson, number 20. Oh, I'm sorry. Nate's 30, Tanner's 20, sack for Vallejo. And boy, Paul, we saw a lot of that last week.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Tanner had a free channel right to the quarterback. The quarterback, it was all he could do just to try to get away.
So let's see what happens here. 4th down, 3 and out for Chico. Here comes the punt. Miners need to come up on it, but he lets it take a bounce. Fakes it to Berger. Fakes the left side. Needs a block. Ian Davis, 10-5. Touchdown Miners. No flags on the play. So the Miners don't even run an offensive play in this second series, and they lead 13-0.
Great fake on the return. Berger normally would hand that back.
Oh, there is a flag on the play.
Where did that come from?
Well, it's right at the 20-yard line, and the official picking it up, so we are going to see some offense here by the Miners. And they're calling a holding foul against Nevada Union. Where that came from, I don't know. Davis had a lane to that end zone, Paul, that we could have run through. Well, maybe you could have.
Well, he sold it with that great fake. Everybody went with Humphers, and he just had a lane right up the sideline. All for naught.
1st and 10. Coda brings the Miners up. Humphers in motion, and now flag comes in. And I believe it'll be motion against Nevada Union. The referee and the line judge both threw it, and it is a motion foul against Nevada Union, and the infraction will take them back 5 yards.
Pushes them back 5 yards.
8:26 to go. First quarter action. Nevada Union with a 7-0 lead, and whereas it looked like they had a return for a touchdown, they're going to have to earn this one. Fake. Back is Coda. Oh, he's looking long for Marks. Can Marks get it? No, he drops the ball. And a flag in the backfield of Nevada Union where you would normally see holding.
Well, Austin Marks, regardless of the flag, will be dreaming about that ball tonight. It hit him right over the shoulder, perfectly thrown, hit him in the hands, and he just could not bring it home.
All for naught, and what had looked like to be a touchdown for Nevada Union suddenly is going to be a 1st and 25. In fact, it'll be a 1st and 30. They have to get, well, a 1st and 27. So now Coda has his work cut out for him. First down, 23-yard line. They can get a first down at the 20. Excuse me, the 47-yard line. This is Humphers, up the middle, nice gain, gets into the secondary, gets down to the 25-yard line, and they get 20 of those 25 yards back.
NU is certainly able to blow those holes open, Jim. Humphers had all kinds of room. Nobody even put a hand on him going past the line of scrimmage.
Paul, the Miners are opening up gaping holes, but we've seen that really in the first 3 weeks of the season. So now a 2nd and 7. Fakes it to Humphers, back to pass, may have to run, now throws, almost intercepted on the play, intended for Ian Davis, but defended by Trayvon Reed.
Brings up 3rd for the Miners on the coverage.
Trayvon Reed coming over, reading the eyes of the quarterback. And he darn near picked Coda off, giving him time to set up. And once he had the ball ready to throw, steps in front of the receiver, Davis. Back at safety, I believe, is number 15, Baruch Karatelki.
So 3rd down. Back to pass is Coda. Big rush. This will be a screen to Vallejo. This will be first down yardage and more. At the 10, at the 5. Met head on, tries to make it to the pylon. Can't quite get there. 1st and goal, Miners at the 2-yard line. Vallejo with another big run on that screen.
Boy, he's really showing something this week, Jim. He was patient. He was holding himself back, waiting to let his blockers set up on that screenplay. Nicely executed. I'll be surprised if they don't punch it in one play.
1st and goal from the 2. Humphers into the end zone. Touchdown, Miners! So they were negated the touchdown on the punt return, but Coda brings them back, drives them into the end zone with the help of Vallejo and Ian Davis, and all of a sudden it is 13-0 Nevada Union.
Well, what started out to be a hanky fest here, 3 penalties on the Miners, sending them back 25 yards, Jim. Didn't seem to be a big problem.
Still in for the extra point, spotted, kicked, and good. So we'll look at the scoreboard with 7:22 to play in the first quarter. Nevada Union leads 14-0.
Chico on the sideline. You can see them rallying over there. The coach is having a word with his team. They've had one offensive set and went 3 and out, Jim, and now they'll come back on the field. They really got to get something on the scoreboard if they're going to stay competitive in this game.
Paul, we got to see how this unfolds, though, because in some of their plays they have as many as 6 receivers.
Well, they're going to have to give their quarterback, Daniel Robbins, time to let his receivers run their routes. And so far, the NU defensive line is just shredding this Chico offensive line.
Sill to kick off. And Miners up by 2 touchdowns. Line drive high and deep and into the end zone again for a touchback. Chico will start at the 20-yard line. Sill catching up right where he left off, Paul. You know, his extra points are almost automatic, and his kickoffs are all for touchbacks. What kind of a weapon is that?
It's one that you're glad is on your team and not the other guy's team. You know, we're going to see now in the backfield, it's number 8, Jesse Chambers for Chico. He will come in at running back. I wouldn't be surprised if they changed their set, Jim, at some point to give their quarterback a little more time.
And here's a running play. And that's going to go nowhere. Vallejo in on the tackle with Trayvon Reed in on the run. And so one of those rare running plays by the Panthers. Under 7 minutes to go, first quarter action. Miners up by 2 touchdowns here early. Back to pass, throws a screen on this side. Tries to get away and does. Gets a few extra yards. Miners had him for a loss, but it took Austin Marks to take him down on the far side of the field with a little bit of help from Hank Humphers.
Well, Chico now has run a total of 5 plays, and I think they've netted about 3 yards.
Well, and here comes a big third down and 8. Back to pass, throws long, out in front, he's got it! Miners take him down at the 13-yard line, and that is their big receiver, Jesse Chambers.
Jesse Chambers. Everybody in the stadium on the Chico side, Jim, knew it was coming, and that was a beautifully thrown football, and how he got so clear of the defense, I'll never know.
Well, that's kind of a wake-up call. You know what's going to come at you in that situation. So 1st and 10. Chico now poised to threaten for their first score. And it fumbles the ball, and the Miners have it. That is a fumble, and the pickup is Miguel Espinoza. And Espinoza recovers the fumble on a hideous hit.
That was Miguel Espinoza, and he put the face plant right on the receiver. You could hear it all the way into the parking lot, Jim. That will be a hit that Espinoza will remember, and it coughed the football up. Miners recover.
You know what's interesting is you wonder with the Panthers competition whether they've met a team that hits as hard as Nevada Union does. Because as you well know, Paul, on their pass defense, and in fact on their running defense, they're pretty heavy hitters. But now Miners 1st and 10. Up the middle, nice gain.
Well, in the past couple of seasons, Jim, I can't recall ever seeing and hearing a hit quite as good as that one. Espinoza just, I think he was carrying a 2x4 with him. He just absolutely laid him out.
Dickinson with the carry, 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. 2-back offense, Berger in motion, gives it to Berger, breaks through, nice gain, taken down short of a first down. Miners will have a 3rd down and 2. Miners force the first turnover of tonight's match. And about 1.5 yards for this first down. The Miners need to get just outside the 25-yard line. So a big 3rd down play.
Way too many games.
Left side, picks the hole. Looks like the Miners got the first down on the play, surging to about the 27-yard line.
And they will move the chains on that. Coming in to make the big stop. That was number 32, K.J. Young.
We played Pleasant
for Chico, but Miners get the first down.
Jason Murray on the carry. This is Hank Humphers. Hank looked like he was going to throw it, but instead runs it and gets a nifty gain of about 8 yards.
So basically what you guys do,
Miners have a play in their playbook that keys on Humphers, but obviously the receiver was not there. It's going to be a 7-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 3. 4:25 to go, first quarter action. Miners lead 14-0.
Okay. All sports.
And yeah, it's a service that 98% success.
Shotgun. Humphers in motion. Coda back. Heavy rush, but the handoff on the play went up the middle. And that's going to be a 3rd down and 3. The handoff was to Hank Humphers for really no gain.
Bear River has a kid.
Another big third down here for the Miners. They need about 3 yards. And
he's probably 6'4".
You know, Jim, going back to the play prior, I don't think we've seen that halfback pass before this season.
No. They put it in the playbook this week. There's a referee's timeout on the field. 3:47 to go, first quarter action, and now the clock begins to run. Where is Vallejo on this play?
Marissa Long is her name. You probably did.
Back.
She plays on a travel team.
Looks over the middle.
Plays out of Southern California.
Then has it batted away. It's complete to Humphers, and Humphers gets a first down.
You know, he's very good.
Miners run to the 44-yard line, and alert Hank Humphers comes up with the ball. Paul, wasn't that batted away at the line of scrimmage?
It was batted away, and it was a dying quail spinning. Almost made it to the ground. Humphers comes over. Look what I found. Picks the ball up and manages to find a first down.
So far on offense, everything going the Miners' way. 1st and 10. Handoff. Left side, nice yardage, turns the corner, good speed, taken out of bounds, and that is Jacob Friel.
Friel, one of the few carries we've seen him this season, doing a nice job getting around that corner, turning his shoulders up, and they are deep now
Friel
into
paid
Panther territory.
Sorry, Paul. Friel played half of the 4th quarter against Grant and had a good showing.
I do remember that now.
Yeah, he's an underclassman.
Coda shuttles in the play. 2:45 to go, first quarter action.
We're going down there next week to see what.
And the Miners take timeout.
Timeout on the field.
So a 1st and 10 at the 30. And Paul, it's kind of like you said in the pregame. It seems like the Miners are kind of moving the ball at will.
Pretty much at will. I don't see, with the exception of one long pass play, which turned out to be nothing more than almost like a punt for the Panthers, this has been a very, very lopsided game.
And a huge gain for the Panthers on their last possession, but then the Miners forced the turnover with the heavy hit.
Well, the Panthers have been unable to stop the Miners at all. The Miners have scored on every possession so far. They haven't had the punter out on the field, so they're going to need to find some way to stop this offense. They had a good opportunity that last segment, Jim, when they batted that ball down, but just got unlucky when Humphers grabs it and runs for the first down.
To go. Miners back on the field.
In baseball. Really like that.
Really in Brayton Sill field goal range right now. Sill's longest on the season, 40 yards.
No, I don't get paid.
This one would be a 47, but the Miners have a lot more to do. Coda back. Coda being chased. Throws complete. And right about back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, well, I got to get to work.
But, you know, certainly you want to write my name down.
It's like number 10.
I know all the kids.
And so Jason Murray
Scott Hopper, H-O-P-P-E-R.
with the carry or the reception.
2nd 10.
The Miners have
5-3-0.
An offsides play.
2-2-7-7.
Well, no, it was signaled offsides, but now it's 15 yards.
Lincoln plays shortstop.
Oh, block. Looks like it was a block in the back.
As a freshman.
So, 1st and 25, and let's see what Kyle Coda can do with this one. 2.5 minutes to go. Austin Marks checking in for Nevada Union. Marks has not been a target yet tonight. Well, he's been a target once, but did not convert the reception, but it wouldn't have counted anyway because there was a penalty on the play. So 1st and 25. Back goes Coda, looking long, throws over the middle. It's Marks, reception, and takes it down to the 33-yard line. A nice catch by strongman Austin Marks.
And boy, you called his number that time, Jim. You were saying he was in the game, and he is a big target. He goes up there with big hands, and he's tough to bring down once he gets the ball in his hands.
Austin Marks is the quintessential tight end in that he's tall, he takes the ball in, he's extremely strong, he's like a bull, and once he gets it, he'll get some plus yardage for your squad. So what had been a 1st and 25 is now a 2nd and 13. Minute and a half to go in first quarter action. Miners lead by 2 touchdowns and delay of game against Nevada Union. So that will make 4 successive games in which they have experienced a delay of game.
We saw this last week, Jim, and you know, this Miner team is marching towards a championship. They're going to have to take care of this penalty problem they're having.
So now, 2nd down and 20, double reverse, up the middle, big hole, breaks through the middle, it's Hank Humphers, down to the 10-yard line, 1st down, Nevada Union. Paul, what a misdirection play.
And there was a hole wide enough to drive a truck through, Jim. Humphers didn't have to do anything but just bring the ball in, put his head down, and get as many yards as he could before he was caught by the safety.
You know, Paul, we talked a little bit about the Miners and compared this squad to other squads. This offensive line is the real deal. Back to passes Coda. Now throws Ian Davis. Wasn't quite there. He had both Davis and Gareth Noxon in the vicinity, but it was incomplete. So that will be a 2nd down and goal just inside the 10-yard line.
And I got to tell you, Jim, Ian Davis had hands on the defender, threw him aside, and that's why he was open. He could have easily got a flag on that play.
And now the Miners take another timeout. This will be their 2nd of the first half with 1:04 to go in the first quarter. So even with all the success, a little bit of confusion.
And certainly the penalties are killing them, Jim. It's four marches forward and 2 marches back. The Miners need to put something together without all these penalties. We've seen holding, we've seen blocking in the back, we've seen offsides. And
motion.
That's right.
Well, and you know, we kind of talked about this in the pregame as to that is one of the things, you know, when you play a good team, and you take a 15-yard penalty, and it's a really good team with which you have a hard time gaining lots of yards, you very well could kill that drive just with that one penalty.
Absolutely true. But remember what Coach Humphers said right after we had Coach's Corner. He said, this is one of the most physical teams he's ever had, and you got to let them play, and they're going to get some penalties.
So 2nd down, and no gain by Nate Dickinson. In fact, he may have lost a yard. And let's go down on the field. Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey, guys, I was wandering over to the other side of the field just a couple of minutes ago, and I wanted to report back to you that Jesse Holmes, who is number 11, he's being looked at by Sac State, Chico State, and the National Scouting Report is here. All 3 of the coaches are looking at 5 different NU players, including
touchdown Miners. That's Ian Davis. So the Miners score to make it 20-0 here in the final moments of the first quarter. Sorry to interrupt you there, Scott. Scott, finish up your comments there, partner.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. They were looking at 6 players from the NU squad. They were looking at Humphers, Cook, Davis, Sill, Marks, and Townsend. And then the quarterback receiver controversy on the other side with Trevor Reed, who is their number 1. He's been moved over to wide receiver because the coaching staff did not want to remove now their number 2 quarterback, or who is now their number 1 quarterback, did play number 2 because he was being so successful. So that is the report down here. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Scott. Miners take a 21-0 lead. Sill's extra point is good. Sill a perfect 3 for 3 on the night, and perfect on the kickoffs. 2 for 2 for touchbacks. I know that we talk about Sill a lot, but Scott, he is an incredible offensive weapon.
So the Miners will kick off. The Panthers will receive one more time, 3rd time tonight. So far, the Panthers have been able to stop the Miners at all. on any of their drives.
A long first quarter with 33 seconds to go. And there it is, high, deep, and into the end zone. Another touchback, which will take the ball to the 20. And with Paul, the previous two drives, this one will also begin at the 20.
Well, Chico, like we said earlier, with the exception of one long pass play to Jesse Chambers, has really generated zero offense. If they're going to play long ball tonight, that may be all they can find against this Miners defense.
Well, let's take a look at what happens here. I've not quite ever seen a team with this offensive scheme, but certainly it's going to be a good test for the Miners secondary. And let's take a look at that last touchdown.
Timeout on the field, referee.
There it is. Now watch, it's a simple play. Coda having all kinds of time, finds Ian Davis, who leaves the defender and his socks laying somewhere in the middle of the end zone.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Again, back to pass, throws over the middle, and that's incomplete. Threw it short on the play. Quarterback in is Daniel Robbins. Threw to Trevon Reed.
Trevon was open. It was just a badly thrown ball. Miners aren't getting to the quarterback. Daniel Robbins is getting time.
And there is, we have our graphics back up. There's our Suds Brothers Car Wash scoreboard. Miners 21-0. 26 seconds to go in first quarter action. A running play, left side, good gain, breaks that right side, and then Austin Marks shoves him out of bounds, and Marks is going to get a penalty for a late hit of a player out of bounds. Trayvon Reed on the carry.
Penalties against the Miners.
Reed getting good yardage for the first time, getting outside the Miners defense. And I think the penalty, Jim, is legitimate. I mean, he hit him after he'd gone out of bounds. The play essentially was over, and he took the hit out of bounds.
So again, the Panthers venture into Miners territory. 45-yard line, final 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. Fakes the handoff. Now looking long. Reed is out there. He's got it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Wow, this guy, Trevon Reed, is the real deal.
On the reception.
He was at half speed, ran absolutely past the defender, which was Espinoza, and caught that ball on the fly for the first touchdown tonight by the Panthers. Wow.
And you can see the potential of that Chico offense. They can strike at any moment, and their long passes have all been to open receivers. So 21-6, ball spotted and kicked and good. So a look at the scoreboard, 11 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Miners lead 21-7. And Paul, I hate to say it, but the Miners are going to have to just keep their foot on the gas pedal. And here is that replay of that long ball.
Let's take a look at this now. Look how open he is. First of all, he's got plenty of time. This is Daniel Robbins looking over the field, but he knows where he wants to go. You have the feeling, and look, it's a beautifully thrown ball, but Reed has to slow down to catch it. Espinoza is so far behind him that he can't catch up with the ball, that it ballooned up a bit. And there it is.
So the Miners with 11 seconds, and there is the Suds Brothers scoreboard, 21-7 Nevada Union.
So just about the time, Jim, that some of these fans were thinking maybe they'd go home and catch something that they'd TiVoed on TV, because this was going to be a lopsided blowout. The Panthers strike from 35 yards out.
Well, the Miners have to continue to dominate offensively as they have so far. They've done a great job both on the pass and the run. Rodrigo Serrato getting ready to kick it off. The last time he kicked off, it was an onside kick that the Miners recovered to open the game.
They've taken too much time now, and they're going to back them up 5 yards.
We mentioned earlier that Forrest Good is not playing tonight. Good, the first-string offensive lineman, has been sick with the flu all week, number 62. And so they decided to sit him out. Nick Mafucci, update on him. He is week to week. And the Miners get the ball. Nice return by Nevada Union. And T.J. Hart takes that ball and rumbles into Panther territory.
T.J. said, I know how to do this. I did it last time. This time I'm going to try and get this ball and run with it. He recovered the first onside kick.
47-yard line, first down, Nevada Union.
It may just be a strategy, Jim. They don't have a leg that can kick it long enough. So they're going to keep it away from Humphers in the back and try to negate the long return.
Well, that may be it. They may know that the Miners' return game has been very good. 1st and 10, last play of the first quarter. This is Nate Dickinson, and Nate gets tripped up at the 44-yard line of Chico, and that will be the end of a very slow-moving first quarter. We're at the end of one here at Hooper Stadium. Nevada Union leads 21-7. Good first quarter for the Miners.
Certainly was, Jim. I mean, in every facet of the game, offensively and defensively, with the exception of those long bombs that they're going to have to do something about defensively. Coach Humphers may decide to drop back into a zone to try to cover Trevon Reed, who's tearing apart his secondary.
Well, the Miners certainly got beat deep.
No doubt about it. But on the other side of the coin, Jim, so far, the Panthers haven't been able to stop any drive that the Miners have mounted. They've had the ball 3 times and they've scored 21 points. So
even when the penalties have hurt Nevada Union, they've been able to get the yardage. So the Miners with a 2nd and 7 as the second quarter commences here. Miners would be well served in the second quarter to replicate what they did in the first. Coda, single back. Handoff, left side, Tanner Vallejo, nice gain on the play. In fact, that was Hank Humphers who took the snap and gave it to Vallejo to go the left side.
On the carry for the Miners, coming close to the first down, that's number 20, Tanner Vallejo.
A set play, Miners introducing some different wrinkles in their offensive scheme. That'll bring up a 3rd down and less than 1. And here comes Jason Murray into the game for the Miners. Davis will go wide on the far side of the field. 3rd down, handoff, big hole, nice gain, 1st down, still going. Tanner Vallejo inside the 30, inside the 25, 1st down Nevada Union.
Carrying the ball for the Miners, that's number 30, Nate Dickinson.
That was Hank Humphers, I think.
No, it was Nate Dickinson.
Nate was at Tanner's on the sideline.
I guess I'm having my problems with my 20s and 30s tonight.
Well, Vallejo actually, Jim, came off the sideline after that series of plays and sat down on the bench. I think he had a cramp or something.
Best run of the season for Dickinson. And now here is Hank Humphers calling his own number. And he gets a 1st down.
Number 8,
well,
Humphers.
Close to a 1st down. Nope, they're going to call it 2nd.
Close to the 1st down for Nevada Union.
and a Chico player is down and out on the field. Miners have the ball at the 15-yard line. Again, seemingly moving at will. Chico really having no response for that running game.
Absolutely true, and I'm not sure, Jim. I'm looking down on the field. It looks like this could be number 2. Let's wait and see if we get a little better picture.
Well,
no, it's not. Maybe it's number 22.
It looks like it is number 22, and if it were number 22, that's going to be Ryan Barnett. And it is 22, so Barnett slowly up, back on his feet.
Looks like he maybe just had the wind knocked out of him.
The Miners will have a 2nd and 1 when play resumes, 11:20 to go. Opening moments of this second quarter action from Hooper Stadium. Jim Adams, Paul Brown, Scott Hopper bringing you all of the action as the Miners take on the Chico Panthers here in week 4.
Coach Humphers out in the field talking to his group in the
clock still stopped, and now finally it begins. 1st and 10. This is Coda. Back to pass, looking for somebody. May have to run. Cuts to the left side. Now he has a lane. To the 10. Met hard at the 5-yard line. And that will be a 1st down and goal for Nevada Union at the 6.
Boy, Coda got sandwiched there at the end from the back and the front.
Man, I hate to see him take hits like that.
I agree. There were a few oohs going up from the fans here below us, but he bounced right up.
So 1st and goal now for Nevada Union. The yard markers are down, and here come the Miners, but right through there is Nate Dickinson, and really no gain on the play. It'll still be 2nd and goal now from the 5-yard line.
Number 65, Anthony Rodriguez, the senior, coming in and making the stop.
Dickinson again in the backfield. Humphers in motion. Flag comes on the play. It's probably motion against Nevada Union. Hank Humphers makes it into the end zone for a touchdown, but let's see what the call is.
Touchdown, Miners!
And it is motion against Nevada Union. So scratch that touchdown. The 2nd touchdown to be brought back on the night because of penalty.
And Jim, this game is going painfully slow tonight.
Oh.
10 minutes and 14 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Well over an hour and 15 minutes into this game.
So now a 2nd and goal, but this time it's at the 10. Back to pass, lofts it for Davis, incomplete.
Once again, Davis out there, Jim, if you noticed. Davis likes to use his hands, and he is very aggressive with his defender.
Question.
I think it could have gone a penalty against Davis if they were looking at it closely, but it's a moot point, incomplete.
So this will be a 3rd and goal. What does Coda have up his sleeve? Dickinson to his right. Dickinson now goes out, but that is incomplete, overthrown. That'll be 4th down, and perhaps it is still field goal time. And Sill comes on the field.
So for the first time tonight, Chico Panthers managed to stop the Miners. 2 incomplete passes back-to-back by Coda. And sure enough, here comes Sill.
Coda is the holder. This will be a 27-yard effort. Spotted. And again, it's blocked. Exactly the same play that sealed the deal for Pleasant Grove last week. And down on the play, Coda makes the tackle. But It is number 23 on the play, Donovan Sanchez. And Paul, that is almost exactly what happened last week from almost exactly the same spot.
Sanchez picking up that ball, Jim, but it was number 20 coming right up the gut. That was Paulo Tisano coming right up the gut. And you're right, it seems like he's got a very low trajectory on his kicks, Jim. They need to either back him up and give him a little more room or figure out a way that they can get a little more elevation on those kicks.
See, I don't think that's what it was, but here we're back to live action, and this is going to be a big gain. Down the right sidelines and out of bounds is Trayvon Reed. Here's the replay of it. Play it in slow motion here, Gil. Let's take a look at it.
For the Panthers, that's number 5.
See, that didn't even hit him on the tips of his fingers. That hit him right where his arms are connected to his body. And a nice block by Barak Karatelikeli. And on that particular play, again, it looked like it was a missed blocking assignment.
He came right through there, Jim.
Yeah.
You're right. It wasn't trajectory at all. Let's look at the replay one more time. I mean, you got to ask yourself.
He was in the backfield way too fast.
What the heck is he doing there? Yeah.
So now a 1st and 10. Rolls right and taken down. Terry Graham with a big play and a large loss for Chico.
Terry Graham coming up big. They had him cornered, and Graham decided to pull the string, gets him around the head, and pulls him right down.
2nd and 17. Back to pass, pressure again, throws for Reed, and that is incomplete. Again, Trayvon Reed, and on that play, Daniel Robbins, the quarterback, took a heavy hit at the hands of Nevada Union. And you got to give the Miners credit for this. They are pressuring the quarterback tonight.
They certainly are. They're getting in the backfield and making him force those passes just a touch early. But you've also got to give credit to Trayvon Reed, number 15. This guy is a big, big receiver, and he's a load for any defensive back in this league.
9:13 to go. Big 3rd down play. Robbins calling the signals. Back to pass. All kinds of time to throw, but overthrows his intended receiver, Jesse Chambers, and that will bring up 4th down.
Number 22.
So that time the strategy was line Reed up to the left. The Miners put 2 defenders out left on him and then go to the right to his alternate receiver, but he just flatly overthrew that one, Jim.
Robbins looking over to the sidelines, and I believe that this will be a timeout Chico. And it is.
Chico.
9:07 to play in 2nd quarter action. The Miners leading 21-7, and a big 4th down and 17 for the Panthers. And Paul, I guess it goes without saying we're going to see a pass play.
You think so? Well, there's your Suds Brothers Car Wash scoreboard. We saw the 7 points in the 1st quarter, and that's all that Chico's been able to generate. But when you've got a receiver like Reed out there, it's a threat to score virtually every play.
Paul, can I make an editorial comment here? This is not a game that Marty Mortensen would like. This game is running way too late. He has his golf first thing on Saturday mornings. Now that he's gotten rid of the kidney stone, he's still got one lingering in there. But this would definitely interfere with tomorrow's game, and he hated the games that ran late. So, Marty, you're at home probably watching it on your lazy boy. And so here it is, big 4th down play, 4th and 17. Back to pass, looking over the middle, heavy rush, tries to get away, throws, complete, but short of a 1st down, and the Miners will take over.
Reed was covered to the left, so they go to Jesse Holmes, number 11 on the right side. Unfortunately, Holmes had to come back for the ball, Jim. He had 1st down yardage, and then he had to come back to get that catch, and he was short by about 3 yards. Miners will take over.
What I liked about that, Paul, was Hank Hupfers was right there anticipating that play, and as soon as the reception was made, he was down. So here come the Miners, 8:59 to go. Friel in motion, up the middle. Nice gain by Hank Humphers. He gets about 7 of the yards, and so it'll be 2nd down and 3. Humphers having another good night.
Play. That's number 8, Hank Humphers. On the tackle, number 32, Kevin Young. 2nd 5 Miners.
Panthers trying to find some way to stop this Miner running attack. In the game now for the Miners, Jake Berger and
Jacob Friel.
Friel, yep.
2nd, and we'll call it 4 now. In motion is Friel, and he's going to be hit for a loss. Friel could not quite turn that corner.
Number 11, Jacob Friel.
And on the tackle, Burak Karatakeli. So what was a 2nd and 4 will now be a 3rd and 6. Hank Humphers shuttling in the play. Miners better get over the ball. 3rd down. Fakes the handoff to Berger. Here comes the rush. Has to sidestep it. Gonna have, and throws. Wide open is Humphers. He has a lot of field in front of him. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Miners! Hank Humphers scrambles 73 yards. And the Miners take a 27-7 lead. And no flag on the field.
And sometimes the agility of your quarterback will bring you 7 points here. Kyle Cota was touched by a number of defenders. We'll see the extra point here and then hopefully have a replay of that.
Sill, 4 for 4 on the night. Kick is good, 28-7. Paul continues.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a replay here, Jim. There's our Suds Brothers Car Wash scoreboard. But here's our replay. Now watch Kyle Cota. This is the genius of Cota. Not only does he use his legs, but he also uses his brain because he waits until Humphers clears. Now watch. I think he'll get touched twice here. Watch. He'll fake into the line, and here come the Panthers. Now, by right now, most quarterbacks would have given it up, but Cota manages to get away. There's 1, there's 2. And now watch Cota wait for Humphers to clear. It's almost like a basketball play. Just pops it over his head. Humphers waits for the ball. And now here comes the speed of Hank Humphers just leaving him. Gotta love it if you're a Miners fan.
Incredible play there by Cota. Nice reception by Humphers. Arguably the best trio of receivers that the Miners have had in a long time. So the Miners at 28-7 with 7:22 to go in 2nd quarter action. High, deep, and out of the end zone.
You know, Jim, with the way that play's set up, there's your Suds Brothers scoreboard again. It almost was like that was a screenplay they were trying to set up because the defensive linemen were pouring through the line. All 4 of them. I'm wondering if they're trying to set a screen up to the other side. It just didn't develop. And then it ended up to be a broken play touchdown.
Well, the one thing that I would say that was a good comment of yours is that the normal quarterback would have gone down, but Cota scrambled to get through a number of pass rushers and a handoff up the middle. This one goes to Jesse Chambers.
On the carry for the Panthers, number 8.
So Robbins finding it a little bit tougher sledding this week than he has in the previous 2 weeks.
On the tackle for the Miners, number 20, Tanner.
7 minutes to go, 2nd quarter action. Miners have bloated it to a 28-7 advantage. Now this is the pass over the middle. That's complete. Again to Daniel Robbins. Throws it over into that flat.
Number 11,
Jesse Holmes.
Picking up the first down for the Panthers. On the coverage, number 24, Ian Davis.
Hurry up offense for the Panthers. And a handoff, but that's not going to go anywhere. In fact, that was probably more a botched play than anything else. Austin Marks was waiting
on
for
the tackle for the Miners, number 5, Terry Gray.
They certainly use Reed in a lot of different ways. They run the ball with Trevon Reed, and they certainly throw it to him. But when you have an offensive tool like that, you can easily key on it.
Terry Graham also on that previous tackle. Here comes the rush. Heavy hit. Throw is complete and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Down on the field is Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey, guys. Thank you very much. I wanted to report on the Bear River Highlands game. It's 14-8 Highlands with 8 minutes to go in the first half. Also, I don't know if you've reported on Kyle Cota. He pulled his groin midway through the week. It doesn't look like it's slowing down all that much in the first half. Back to you guys.
And back here to live action, 3rd down, and they pull the Miners off sides, so that will bring it close to a 1st down.
Penalties
in fact, where they mark it,
offsides.
it is a 1st down.
1st down, Panthers.
So 1st and 10. Here comes the rush. Throws, and it's incomplete. That is an incompletion. And the Miners have done a great job of pressuring Daniel Robbins all night. Another near sack that just as easily could have been a fumble.
That wasn't an incompletion, Jim. That was a mugging done 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Well, let's take a look at the replay of this. Watch them pour through and take him down. That's Daniel Robbins, the quarterback for Chico. And that is not a loose ball.
Miguel Espinoza in the backfield. So that will bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Open Mike.
And now Chico takes
timeout, Panthers.
Their 2nd timeout. That leaves them with 1 with 6:05 to go in the 2nd quarter. And there were certain people who thought that the that the Panthers would put up a little bit more of an effort tonight, but it may be an indication of the type of team this Nevada Union Miners have.
Well, it certainly is a tale of 2 different games. Last week, the Miners certainly weren't able to score as readily as they have this week. Pretty much everything is working both on the ground and in the air. I'm surprised to hear Scott Hopper tell us that Kyle Cota had a pulled groin. If this is how he plays with a pulled groin,
maybe they need to pull it every week. Because this is an outstanding effort by Kyle Cota, but he's had more time to throw. You give him more time to throw, he's going to be good with those receivers. So 2nd and 10, man in motion. Here's the run, up the middle, gain of 3, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Number 2, Daniel Robbins. On the stop for the Miners, number 10, Jason Murray. Number 20, Tanner Vallejo.
3rd down and 7. Here it comes. 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
2 receivers near side, 3 receivers far side. Now he's going to attempt a run for the 1st down, and I believe Robbins got it. Jason Murray chasing him out of bounds.
Quarterback keeper number 5, Trevon Reed.
I believe they're going to move the chains. Yes, that will be enough.
In fact, Reed was the person who carried on that play.
On the coverage for Nevada Union, number 17, Jake Berger.
And that is a 1st down, so 1st and 10, just inside Miners territory at the 49. Handoff again, up the middle. Nice carry, good gain. Outside, finally tapped out of bounds on the play by Friel, and the carry is by Cordero Rios.
So, Jim, very unusual here. Now they're using Reed as at the quarterback position. They've stretched the field out. Jesse Holmes now is being used as a slot receiver. So Reed being the double threat, being able to throw the ball apparently and to run. Hands off, and the Panthers are on the move.
So Reed is in at quarterback. And he's going to pass. He's a lefty. Throws incomplete.
Incomplete pass, balls intended for number
Not
6.
overly impressive are his passing abilities on that play. Kellen Culpepper was the intended receiver. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Clock stuck at 5:20 here in the 2nd quarter. And again, it's Reed. Handoff up the middle, big gain. This is Rios again. So Cordero Rios
on the run for the Panthers, number 3, Cordero Rios
takes the ball inside the 30.
And that's the same exact play that ran 4 plays ago that Rios went up the sideline, obviously exploiting something they're finding there. Watch, Rios just cuts it. They seal it off there on the right side. That's looks like Jesse Chambers sealing off the line. Back to live action.
And back to Rios. Rios gets the 1st down. Clock momentarily at 4:58.
Stopped by the Miners, number 20, Tanner.
It's the best drive we've seen, most consistent drive we've seen the Panthers all night, Jim.
Inside 5 minutes. Another handoff. They're really going to the running game, number 1. Number 2, they're keen on Rios. So Cordero Rios now taking the play. That'll be a gain of 4, a 2nd down and 6.
Tackled by the Miners, number 14, Miguel Espinoza.
Cameron Townsend checks in on defense. Now rolls left, throws, and that's a completion. And another 1st down for Chico. On the play, the reception by Kellen Culpepper.
Complete pass, number 9, Kellen Culpepper.
Wow, this guy, Jesse Holmes, is impressive. He does it all. He runs, he catches, and now he's showing some passing skills.
So Reed now hands off. Here comes Rios. And the Miners chase him out of bounds.
Number 3, Cordero Rios. Pushed out of bounds by Jake Berger.
Jake Berger on the play. That'll bring a 2nd down and 6. Reed definitely is a all-purpose player, great receiver, and now in at quarterback. He's running the offense, and this has become a running game. They've diverted from the passing game. Now he rolls right, being chased, and down he goes! Hank Humphers.
Quarterback sack on the play. Credit number 8, Hank Humphers.
Hank Humphers comes in to say hello in the backfield, using his speed coming off of his linebacker position on the left. Let's take a look at Hank here. Watch him going in virtually untouched. He pauses just briefly to make sure it's not the run play. But Reed needs to release that ball sooner and couldn't find a receiver.
So here we go, 3rd down action, 3rd and 13. Looking, Hank Humphers again in the back, and that's incomplete. Back in the backfield was Terry Graham. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 13.
Incomplete pass, balls intended for number 11, Jesse Holmes.
Panthers will have no choice, Jim, but to go for it on 4th down here. Not only because they're probably out of field goal range for their kicker, but their lopsided score 28-7 here right before the end of the 1st half.
Jesse Holmes, the intended receiver, and Chico takes their last timeout with 3:23 to go in the 1st half. And here's 8 ways to watch. My favorite is YouTube, but tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, you can watch it on Comcast Channel 11, Sunlink 16. You can also watch it on Wave Broadband, ACTV Channel 20. Go to YouTube, you'll get it all. The morning after the game at 8 o'clock, you can go to theunion.com, touchdownproductions.com, www. You can go to nevadacountytv.org. If you're not watching the game, it's not because you're not finding it. Is that right, Paul?
Absolutely right.
And join us next week. Huge game for Nevada Union. The number 4 Miners take on the number 1 Elk Grove Thundering Herd. A game you will not want to miss. We'll see how the Miners match up against the number 1 Herd. So here's the 4th down play. 4th and 13. Back to pass over the middle, but that's going to be incomplete, and the Miners will take over on downs, and another good defensive stand for Nevada Union.
Absolutely true. And, you know, Trevon Reed started out so well, but I believe he only managed to complete a couple of passes there. He was more effective back there, Jim, in more of a wildcat formation, handing the ball off as the double threat. They went away from that running game, and when they went to the pass, their drive stalled.
The Panthers really trying to figure it out. They had the running game going, but Reed does not have an appreciably good arm.
Absolutely not. He certainly is a threat back there, but I think he's better used as a wide receiver.
So let's see what Coda does here. Friel is in motion. Up the middle. Slight gain on the play. And that is Jake Berger, number 17. 2nd down and 7.
On the carry for the Miners,
3 minutes exactly to go in the first half.
Stopped by number 2, Daniel Robinson.
There's Ian Davis, number 24,
2nd and 6,
in the huddle.
Austin Marks near side, Ian far side. Back to pass, long throw to Davis. Oh, and a tremendous attempt, but bounces off of his helmet and incomplete. And there you see Davis on the ground being helped up by Barak Karatakeli.
And that's one of those rare ones that you see Davis. He usually catches everything in his time zone.
That was a tough one, Paul.
That was a really tough one, but it wouldn't surprise me a bit that Ian brings that one down.
So Coda comes in, 3rd down and 6, 2:35 to go in the first half. Miners up 28-7. Berger in motion. Berger stays back to block, now throws long, and this is Davis again, and just overthrows him. So 2 deep bombs go incomplete, and that puts the Miners in punt formation.
On the coverage, Barak.
Sill out to punt, 2:27 to go, 4th and 6 for the Miners.
Panthers will get the ball back here and have plenty of time to put something together if they can get field position.
Sill with a booming spiral. Nobody wants to be near it. Berger does the smart play and deflects it backwards so that the Miners don't lose any yardage. And on that play from the 14-yard line, that is
36-yard line, be 1st and 10 for Chico.
That is about a
16 left to go before the
50-yard punt.
Miners on top, 28-7.
So Sill gets off a 50-yard NFL punt on that play.
See that nice spiral with the nose up, turned over. I'm surprised the Panthers didn't try a return. That the back certainly had time to catch and field.
Oh my
that ball.
gosh, absolutely. That's a shocker.
Yeah.
2:16 to go. Miners thwarted on that last drive. And here's a running play up the middle. So it appears as though Chico is going to go back to the running game, and that will bring the clock within 2 minutes. And Rios again, the ball carrier for the Panthers.
The ball for the Panthers, number 3, Cordero Rios. On the
Panthers now trying to find solutions to their offensive problems. Reed in for his 2nd series. Now he will roll right. has a lot of room to run if he chooses to. And he does, but he steps out of bounds with a gain of 3. 1:41 to go in the first half. Down on the field with a score update, Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey guys, thank you very much. We have the Bear River update. It's 15-14, Bear River over Highlands. We do have an injury update. Starting quarterback Smith hurt his shoulder. Cameron Barrios came in. They marched down the field to take the lead as at that time they were trailing 14-8. We have Hurd and Smith, and back to you guys.
And back to passes Reed. Reed now looking, throws over the middle. Nice completion, big gain. This one's gonna go. Touchdown, Panthers. Daniel Robbins on the reception and the touchdown.
Mike.
And it cuts the lead to 28-13.
Number 15, Barack Kurtelkli. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. Your field play is excellent, and a score late here in the second quarter by the Panthers.
And the Miners will have a minute and a half with which to work in the first half. Spotted, kicked, good. So we'll look at the scoreboard. 1.5 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Miners lead 28-14. And Paul, you can't count these Panthers out. They're just down by 2 scores.
And you know, about the time you count them out, they come back with these long plays. Watch this play, Jim. Here comes the replay right here. This kind of offense will wear a defense out because you're constantly chasing your quarterback, and all you have to do, just like we saw with Coda earlier, is drop it over the defenders and use the speed of your back there. I believe that's number 15 again, Barack
Karatekeli.
Thank you. And that's 6 points.
Beautiful night here at Hooper Stadium. No relation to Scott Hopper. Hopper. And in fact, we had a chance to talk with Dave Humphreys before the game, and he goes, I wish it would start cooling down. So the Miners now going to have to face this onside type kick, and there it is. Nice return. That gets the Miners almost to the 50, to the 47-yard line. And although they're not kicking it deep, they're giving up a lot of yardage.
It's number 30, Nate Dickinson.
Yeah, when you're not able to stop the offensive of your opponent, it's pretty tough to make a kick like that, Jim.
And you got to think here that Coda and company are going to try to get some points on the board before halftime.
They got a minute 25 to do it.
Single back offense, fakes it to Dickinson, now throws, that's a completion. Gets it to the 50, clock continues to run. Jason Murray on the reception for the Miners. 2nd and 6, hurry up offense. Miners with 1 timeout. Almost the same play, this time to Ian Davis. Davis makes a little sidestep on the play, gains another 5 yards, and first down for Nevada Union.
Yeah, Davis doing a nice job keeping his head, catching the ball, and then knowing he can get a few more yards before he just steps out of bounds to stop the clock.
A minute 1 to go. Coda now under center. Wraparound draw. Nate Dickinson. Nice gain inside the 35 to the 33. Just short of a first down. It'll be 2nd and 1. Clock continues to run. As I said, Miners with only 1 timeout. Hurry up offense. Here's Coda, and Coda grounds the ball.
Both teams out of timeouts here late.
Well, the Miners have 1. The Miners have used 2 of their 3 so far tonight.
You're so true here, Jim, and Coda decided to ground the ball and give up a down rather than take it.
40 seconds left to go before the half.
So 3rd and 1 Coda brings in the play, and Ian Davis goes wide far side. Austin Marks here near side, along with Jason Murray. And that's going to be a run for a first down, and I think the Miners are going to have to call timeout on this unless they hurry up over the ball. 34 seconds left.
Picking up the first down for the Miners.
Moving towards field goal range. Hurry up offense. No timeout this time. This is Coda. Single back to his left is Nate Dickinson. There's the snap. Back to pass. Looks outside. Throws. Nice completion to Ian Davis. But he stays inbound and short of a first down. The clock is running with 20 seconds to go. And the Miners wait several seconds to take their final timeout, but they will record it. They're out of timeouts with 16 seconds to go.
For the half.
And Paul, he's got to take a shot at the end zone here.
You think, or they're going to just put Sill on the field right now, use their timeout to line up for the field goal.
They did that last week at the end of the game with exactly 16 seconds to play, just like tonight, and it didn't work. So I would say they've got to go for it offensively on one or two plays, but they've got to go into the end zone because if they get caught in bounds, chances are they may be done with the first half. But Humphers down there consulting with his offense. There you see Dave.
And for those of you on YouTube that haven't seen Dave Humphers before, this is a real deal football coach right there. Now, he didn't just find the hat. That was not something he found in his fishing boat before he left.
I think it came over on the Mayflower.
It could have, but that's Dave Humphers, and he's always had it and always will.
So 2nd down and 1. Let's see what Coda comes up with here. Back to pass. Now looking deep. Now being rushed. Is going to have to run. Comes over to the near and then throws a pass, and it's incomplete. Jason Murray doesn't get it, and with 6 seconds to go, Sill will come in for a field goal.
So how many yards do we have here,
38-yard attempt. No win tonight. So he doesn't have to contend with that. Coda the holder. So here we go. The end of the first half on this play. Spotted, kicked, long enough. Good. So Sill nails it with 2 seconds to go in the first half, and what had been a 2-score lead becomes quickly a 3-score lead, and the Miners lead 31-14. Boy, let's face it, Paul, if Sill gets a chance to get his foot into that ball, he's going to make it. But if you noticed on that play, a 38-yard attempt, it went well beyond the crossbar and was good by, it looked like, about 5 to 10 yards.
Maybe as many as 10 yards, I agree. It could have perhaps been as much as a 48-yard attempt. But if you'll also notice on the replay here, watch the Panthers. They're hovering over the middle of that line. They think it's soft in the middle because they just blocked one. That time, Sill gets it straight up in the air, though. Lots of distance and lots of height. Puts it right through the heart.
Last week's loss was due to a missed blocking assignment, and that's what allowed Pleasant Grove to not only penetrate, but penetrate so strongly that the ball was actually blocked by a defensive player who didn't even get his arms or hands on the ball, got his stomach on the ball. He had penetrated so far that he kicked it right into his stomach. So here's the Miners, 2 seconds to go in the first half. I don't think that Sill will kick this one deep, and he doesn't. There's an onside kick. The Miners are going to get it. Oh, it didn't go far enough. They're going to rule.
So Chico's going to get the ball, Jim, at about the 50-yard line. They're going to get a play. They may just kneel on the ball. I don't see a lot of energy going on to bring a play in. Now the officials are discussing it.
And if they're picking it, if they're picking up the flag, it's the Miners who recovered.
Bumpers on the way out.
If you want me to.
Well, that's a little bit confusing.
Chico's ball, 49-yard line, 1st and 10 Panthers.
They waved the flag off, but
2
then
seconds.
ruled that it had not gone 10 yards.
Would you use the headset or you drag him over here or what?
I'd bring him right here.
You'd bring him right here.
Into the game for the Miners comes Davi Petinato, and they're going to go for it here with 2 seconds to play. But they've got Reed in at quarterback. No, Reed isn't in at quarterback. So now the Miners just need to get the receiver out of bounds. Daniel Robbins had come in for that last play of the quarter, and we have reached halftime. Miners lead 31-14. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union football here in a spirited first half, and we're going to see if Scott can somehow capture Dave for a quick interview, and here is Dave. Let's go down on the field and visit with Scott Hopper with first half comments. Scott?
Hi, I'm here with Coach Dave Humphers. Talk about your defense adjustments, where last week maybe you struggled a bit on the pass. Tell me what adjustments you've made coming in today's game.
Well, more than anything is just our guys have worked real hard this week and realized that they really need to defend the pass. So, and we're playing against a team that's far more committed to throwing tonight, and you know, some coverage mistakes, but then a lot of real good things. So, you know, we're still learning, getting better, and you know, as long as our team is still working hard, getting better, and they support each other real well. So. You know, our kids' expectations are higher than, you know, really high expectations of each other. So, but you know, our guys are playing real hard, and we haven't let up in any way. So I'm real happy with that part.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, and good luck in the second half.
All right, thanks.
Okay, guys, back to you.
Thank you, Scott. Good to catch Dave before he gets off the field.
We'll be back with more halftime festivities. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner football. This is the Touchdown Production Sports Network.
Gold and silver are more important as a part of your investment portfolio more now than ever before. There's inflationary pressures. China alone could push the gold price more than double from $1,000 to $2,000 an ounce. Hi, my name is Jason Hommel, and welcome to the JH Mint. Here at the JH Mint, we have all sorts of gold and silver. We have about 200 ounces of gold. We have about 20,000 ounces of silver or more in stock. We also assay or scrap gold jewelry and placer gold, and we will be here for all of your gold and silver investing needs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The Owl has been part of Mill Street for 132 years. The hand-carved Austrian cherrywood bar was built in 1880. And the food has become legendary with entrees including steak and prawns cooked to perfection.
We put 3 new HD TVs in the bar and the lounge area. We're going to be starting a Monday Night Football special. We'll have different specials in the bar.
And enjoy a great meal with family and friends at the new Owl Grill and Saloon.
The Painter family's been feeding Nevada County football players and their families since 1959. October marks 52 years of service to our community. At SPD, you'll always find USDA choice beef and a full-service meat department, complete deli section, locally grown produce, and a post office. Everything you need that makes SPD so special. SPD Markets, hometown proud, where your neighbors shop.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in the driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The fun starts at Top This, your premier accessory outfitter for truck, RV, marine, and fishing. Top This is Grass Valley's only outfitter with access to millions of products and the knowledge to help you choose what's right for you. They're serious about outfitting your truck, boat, or RV. As for fishing, talk to Chuck. Top This, your premier accessory outfitter for truck, RVs, marine, and fishing.
Hi, my name's Mark from Swayze's Public Wholesale at 140 East McKnight Way. At Swayze's, we have all kinds of automotive tools, we have all kinds of fasteners, 3 different pitches of metrics, we have safety equipment. And don't forget our glove world, we carry over 600 styles of gloves. If your canopy was damaged this winter, we have all the parts and supplies to fix and repair it or expand it. It's Swayze's Public Wholesale. We have everything you need for everything you do. Open every day, 8 to 5 on the weekdays, open till 4 on the weekends.
The Hauser family reminds you if it's round, rubber, and it rolls, then you're sure to find it at Plaza Tire and Auto Service. From regular car and truck tires to small specialty tires for your trailers and golf carts, you can trust Plaza Tire has the tire for you. They stake their reputations on it every day. Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs, in Penn Valley, Nevada City, and in Colfax. And of course, brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the Foothill leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks for joining us tonight, and be sure to stay with us after the game when we announce the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions sports team will select the most deserving NU player and honor them with a beautiful plaque made by Stuckey's. So stay tuned after the game for the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers, and coming up immediately after this exclusive telecast.
We have a lot of prospects for the 3 stars of tonight's game. The number 1 star, of course, being the Bill Slade and Sons Player of the Game. Let's take a walk around the foothills, and for that, we'll go down on the field. It's Walter Ford and Scott Hopper. Scott, take it away.
Hey, thank you very much, guys. We're here at the half with Walter Ford from the Union. What did you see in the first half that you liked?
Well, I really liked that NU had 7 different ball carriers coming out of their backfield. They're really spreading the ball around.
Mike on.
I really like that the Miners had 7 different ball carriers touch the ball coming out of the backfield. I really like Kyle Coda's accuracy and spreading the ball around to Hank Humphers, to Austin Marks, to, of course, Ian Davis. I really like their offense as a whole, but again, there are those holes on their pass defense that Chico has been able to expose.
Now, what do you think moving into the second half? They have big receivers, and they really fallen suspect to the bigger receiver. How do you defend something like that?
Drop more guys back, but that's the problem is they've moved to their quarterback number 5, and he is a run threat as well. So dropping guys back may pose a problem as well.
Right.
I think you just need to have those young corners step up. You need to have Ian Davis lock down on one of their taller, bigger guys, and then have those younger guys, Berger and Murray and Alcantraz. They need to step up.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to take a peek at the standings. First, we'll go to the Sierra Foothill. And so ultimately, what do we have going on here? We have at the top, we have there we go. We have Wood Creek at 2-1, and we have Rockland at 1-2. So really, the Sierra Foothill League looks rather beaten up at this point. What do you think moving forward? The cream will rise to the top?
Well, absolutely. That's how it works out. Once you get into league play, the haves get separated from the have-nots. The interesting thing about Wood Creek is they are 2-1, but on average this season they're giving up 43 points a game, but they're also scoring 43 points a game.
Right.
So those games look to be shootouts every single time.
So it's a fun team to watch anyway.
Absolutely.
So that's okay. Good. So let's flip over to the PVL. We have Bear River Placer again standing at the top, along with Lincoln. And I did have that updated 15-14 at the half. Bear River over. Who were they playing tonight?
They're playing the Highland Scots.
The Highland Scots, that's right. And we did have that injury. We have Hurd and Ragoza did score. Did you have an opportunity to check in with any of the coaches this week?
I did. I spoke with Scott Savoy, and he said they'd be leaning heavily on Cody Hurd with the absence of Andrew Reese this evening. And Ragoza is always an option they like to go to.
He's a speed guy, right?
Absolutely. And Savoy Savoy talked up his offensive line this week, and he also talked about Dylan Smith. Unfortunately, he's gone down in this game.
Right, and they brought in Cameron Cameron Barrios.
Barrios, yes.
What year is he? I'm unfamiliar with him.
I'm unfamiliar with him, too.
Wow, so he came out of nowhere.
Dylan Smith was the guy this year. He had been behind Harris last year, and everything pointed to him.
Okay, fair enough. So we're going to flip over to volleyball real quick. We're going to go indoors. First up, we have the Sierra Foothill League, which obviously Nevada Union is always a contender. Have you checked in? Had a chance to see anybody play this week?
I got to go out there and catch a game on Tuesday. It was Coach Marco Salcedo's birthday, so the girls gave him a nice 3-set victory. It was good to see. They don't have one dominant player. They have several girls that can be dominant at different points throughout the match. From Sierra Payne to Melanie O'Brien to Sydney Porter, they just have several weapons, and that's what Kelly Roden and Marco Salcedo both like about their squad. Is there's not one dominant, but it's several different girls that they can use as weapons.
Fantastic. And then now we're going to flip over to the PVL. Placer, it seems to be playing very well at 5-0 with 5 straight, obviously, wins. Bear River, it's 7-6. So I know that you had a chance to talk with Coach McDonald. What was the insight that he gave you this week?
He said his team is exactly where he expected them to be. He scheduled a very difficult preseason. This last week they played Oakmont, which was 11-0. They lost in 4 sets. But he says they're exactly where they want to be. They're getting better, and these losses aren't losses where they walk off the court hanging their heads. These girls acknowledge that they're playing teams that are above their division, teams that are tops in this section, and they're just continually working to get better as they build towards the PVL season.
And hey, guys, be sure to join us next week for the Foothill Sports Report. Hey, okay. Oh, and sorry, here we go. Elk Grove, next weekend we travel to take on the Thundering Herd.
And that's going to be a good game.
And that should be a very good game. Okay, very good. So, Walter, I thank you very much for your time. Once again, it's always fun to check in with you with the knowledge that you have.
Scott, ask. Let's do a little question here.
Okay.
Ask Walter who he thinks. Okay. Walter, who are the 3 stars of tonight's game in your mind so far?
Well, tonight I got to say Hank Humphers with 2 touchdowns and that incredible catch and run. Kyle Cota has shown that he is one of the best quarterbacks in all of the section. Poise, confidence, he's scrambling, he's making throws, he's getting first downs with his legs. And Tanner Vallejo started things right with a 30-yard touchdown, and man, does that kid hit on the defensive end.
Cota is having his best night. Is that because he's maturing as the season goes on, or is that because he's facing Chico tonight?
It may be a little bit of both, but I've seen him grow from week to week. After Grant, he started out really hot in the first half, and then went 0 for 6 in the second half. Last week against Pleasant Grove, you didn't see him dwindle off in the second half. And what I've seen from him, more importantly than anything else, is he's the leader of this team. Everyone looks to him when the going gets tough, and then he's so confident in the pocket on 3rd downs that his maturity, I got to believe it's just him progressing as a senior.
Walter, last question. How many years do I have to be with the Union before I get a nice name tag like yours?
Jim, I'm going to make you one special.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
Special Jim, is that what you're saying?
Okay, I do also have one follow-up question, and that's for Walter. I did hear that Cota did pull a groin this week. Did you hear anything about that at all?
I hadn't heard that, but it doesn't look to have any ill effects. He seems to be moving just fine in the pocket.
I would say he does as well. So, guys, any further questions up from upstairs?
Hey, Walter, thanks for joining us. You're a great halftime addition to our show.
It's my pleasure, Jim.
Okay, guys. Well, the halftime show is fully underway here, and so we'll send it back up to you.
And there is the Miner and the Miner's donkey out on the field, moving towards the end of halftime, and the Miners with a very positive first half. And one of the things that I think that is good about tonight is that they took a passing team and made them divert their game to a running game.
Well, I don't think the Panthers had a whole lot of choice, Jim. They were going into the playbook as deep as they had to because they had to generate some kind of offense against the Miners' defense. And if you recall, we were up 21-0 before that incredible bomb pass play to Trevon Reed late in the first quarter before the Panthers had any offense going at all. So I find it to be very interesting that Chico is deep enough that they've got different sets and different plays, and they can interchange Reed and Jesse Holmes at quarterback, and actually can come up with something different, a whole different look for the Panthers to look at. And for a while there, it was working.
31 first half points, the most the Miners have amassed this season in any of their previous games, and a very healthy offensive game in which Chico was highly challenged to stop the Miners. I think that Walter talked about it well. Humphers had a great first half. Coda, a very good first half. Last week, Tanner Vallejo's coming out party, he had his best game of the season, and the Miners are using all of their tools to get the score where they need it to be.
So, Jim, we've got a couple of minutes here left. Maybe, no, not quite 2 minutes, but the Miners are coming back out on the field now and are stretching out. Who do you like in this first half as far as our player of the games?
Well, you know, I have to take a look. Kyle Coda is a guy who has been steady through the first 3 games of the season. He's improved with each game. Last week he was our number 3 star, and sometimes I think we take Kyle for granted. We just know that we can expect a smooth game as far as running is concerned, and that he's highly accurate from a passing point of view. And he has receivers. Austin Marks was the number 2 star last week. In week 2, Ian Davis was the number 1 star. He has receivers who he makes look good. Now, they're very skilled receivers. Don't get me wrong. They're some of the most skilled that we've seen in the last several years. But with that said, I really like Coda tonight. I really like Coda's game. I like how he runs the offense. I like how he is a team leader. There really are not many aspects that I don't like about Coda. You know, 31 points. He is the quarterback, for crying out loud. That's a good leadership role. If your quarterback can generate 31 first half points, if he could generate 31 second half points, they'd have 62 points on the night. So far I really like Coda's game. Miners, uncustomarily, will kick the ball off for the second half. And speaking of stars, Drayton Sill kicking off again. None of his kickoffs have been returned so far this season. Armani Senegal also out this week with a ankle sprain. He is week to week, hoping to be back next week. And we may get Nick Mafuji back next week also, so the Miners may return rather healthy in week 5, and it's time for them to do so. Next week will be a juggernaut. Make sure you do not miss that match. Elk Grove, currently ranked number 1, will play the Miners, currently ranked number 4. So Sill is ready to start it off. Drills it high, deep, and out of the end zone for a touchback. You know, here's the thing, Paul, that's interesting. If there is no win, you're not going to return any of Sill's kickoffs.
And so that takes a whole facet of your special team play out of the game. With Sill, you might not even practice that this week, assuming that you're not going to get any kickoff returns. Even in the driving win that we saw at Grant, he was able to put him in the end zone, Jim.
So 1st and 10. Here's the pitch. Miners seem to have it strung out, and Berger goes helmet to helmet, and Jake Berger stays down as penalty flies in the backfield, normally where you see holding. Jake up slowly, gripping his right arm. And let's take a look at this hit by Berger. He is a heavy hitter.
He is, and this is one of the main reasons you see Berger sneaking up on him like a predator coming in to take down his prey, helmet to helmet.
And this penalty will go against Nevada Union, and it is of a major variety.
I don't see a call on the field. Let's see if the official is going to tell us what's going on.
Penalty, automatic first down, Panthers.
Probably a hold.
Well, that would have been a 5-yard penalty. This had to have been like an unsportsmanlike conduct. Here's the play up the middle. Nice run on the play. Miners trying to stretch it out, and there's a sure tackle by Ian Davis.
Davis coming up from his right side defensive back position, make a very sure-handed tackle.
That looked like it was going to be a big play, and Davis just cut it down. Carry on the play by Jesse Chambers. Second half action here from Hooper Stadium. Man in motion, handoff up the middle. Nice gain. Miners gang tackling, but first down for the Panthers.
On the carry for the Panthers, picking up the first down.
So that is KJ Young on the carry, and that the penalty earlier was a helmet-to-helmet hit. So I guess that was on Jake Berger. Very effective, but not proper in the eyes of our officials. Miners jump off sides. It'll be a 1st and 5.
Flag on the field, penalties against Nevada.
So Jim, coming in from halftime, the Panthers, if they could script what they wanted to do, they're going to want to hold on to this football as long as they can. It really benefits them to keep the Miners offense off the field because they haven't had any luck stopping them. This kind of a drive right here is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Appears as though Davi Petinato was offsides. Back to pass now. Throws over the middle. Oh, and missed there. Finally taken down.
Completed pass to number 9.
And on that play, Jacob Friel had a good shot at him. Kellen Culpepper with the reception. Jake Berger with the ultimate tackle. And at the 28, it's 1st and 10.
Here's your replay. And watch, he grabs this ball. Surprised he could actually hold on to it, but a missed tackle right there results in an extra 10 yards on the play.
Panthers are in business, but on that first play, it's a quarterback fumble by Daniel Robbins, so that'll make it a 2nd down and 14. Early moments, 10 minutes to go, 3rd quarter action. Back to passes Robbins, looking over the middle, now dancing, throws long, wide open, but incomplete.
Incomplete pass, balls intended for number 20.
Ryan Burnett trying to come back for the ball for the Panthers. Just not enough juice on that pass from Daniel Robbins, and it falls short.
13 for the Panthers.
Wide open was Barnett.
Well, watch, it's because Robbins is scrambling around and the defensive backs lose their man. But there he is. Oh, my goodness, wide open is right.
So here's a 3rd down play. Ball goes back, throws a screen, and it's Austin Marks knocking the ball down for an incompletion.
Ball's intended for number 32, Kevin Young.
KJ Young, the intended receiver. Big play by Marks.
And we'll get a replay on this, we're told. No, we'll have to pass on the replay, but Marks coming in. Smelled that one out.
So 4th down and 13. Robbins again in shotgun. Back, a lot of receivers open. Throws, batted away.
Incomplete pass, balls intended for number 9.
And the Miners will take over. Gareth Noxon defensively knocks the ball away, and the Miners take over on downs.
Robbins throwing into coverage there. 2 of his receivers in the same place. I'm not sure what kind of pattern that was, but with 2 receivers in the same area, it also brings in 2 or more defenders throwing into coverage. Ill-advised pass, and the Miners take over.
So here's Nevada Union, 1st and 10. Handoff. Tanner Vallejo makes a few moves, gets some good yardage, bulls his way to the 37-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 4. Most of the times when Vallejo touches that ball, things happen.
Well, we've had Vallejo for 3 seasons now since a sophomore. Every year he just gets better and bigger.
2nd down, up the middle. I believe that was Nate Dickinson on the carry. Nate gets close to a 1st down, but short by 2 yards.
On the carry for the Panthers, number 30, Nick. For the Miners,
8:50 to go, third quarter action from Hooper Stadium. On the campus of Nevada Union,
Miners.
Paul Brown, Scott Hopper, Jim Adams bringing you all of the action. The Miners on a big third down and short. Handoff, left side, first down. Vallejo bowls his way to close to midfield.
On the carry for the Miners,
And
picking
on
up
that
the first
play,
down.
he knocked
Number 2,
down
Tanner
Ryan Barnett and almost knocked him out.
On the coverage, number 22, Ryan
Let's
Barnett,
take a look at that one.
No, you
Paul.
got to love this. Here's Vallejo. Now watch Vallejo finish, bringing his hips forward and just spears Barnett. Poor guy probably wishes he was playing volleyball or something.
Humphers, misdirection up the middle. 3-yard gain to the 49 of Nevada Union. Second down and 7. 8 minutes to go, third
On
quarter
the carry for
action.
the Miners, number 8, Hank Humphers. Stopped by number 32, Kevin Young.
Humphers stays in the game,
Second and
and
7.
substituting in is Jake Berger. Here comes Coda with the play. Second and 7. Miners' first possession of the second half. Back to pass. Tries to break up the middle. Gets away and now throws. It's a nice completion to Berger. Berger down the sideline. Gets a block. He will go. Touchdown, Miners. Jake Berger on the reception with an incredible block over on the side. I think it might have been Austin Marks.
Now Berger may have passed the end zone line, but you got to give that play to Kyle Coda. Again, the guy's so elusive. Gets away from 1, 2, 3 different tacklers, and then throws a dart that I could even have caught. Berger down the sideline, touchdown NU.
Sill in for the extra point. Spotted, kicked, line drive, and it is good. 7:26 to go, third quarter action. Miners up at the 38-14. And here is the American Pride detailing scoreboard. And I'll tell you this, Jake Berger got a huge block that sprung him for that touchdown on the previous play. And let's take a look at who threw that block. And here it is. Now watch this. This is the thing that's interesting. Coda is down and out. There he is, breaks that tackle, breaks that tackle, breaks that tackle. He's stuck, but all of a sudden there's Berger. Berger there makes the reception. And now if you take a look, that is Austin Marks. Marks comes up, look at the block. Perfectly timed, nicely thrown, face to face rather than a block in the back. And so that springs Berger, and Berger scores.
And you know, Jim, that's a very difficult block to make legally.
And
Marks came up, and he was very, very careful about the way he threw.
He waited.
He did.
He waited until he was face-to-face with that player, and only then did he throw that block. Mike Bratton joining us here at Broadcast Central as Sill kicks another one deep into the end zone. Mike, oops.
I think we've got a mic here for Mike. Let's see. Yeah, it's live.
Mike, you've followed these Miners for many years. What do you think of this year's team?
I think they've got a lot of potential, and tonight's probably the best game I've seen them play. The inside blocking's working, the trap plays are working, the counter plays are working, and then you got Coda's composure, which is amazing. To see him step up out of that pocket, run, know where that line of scrimmage is, and still be able to throw that ball. He's doing a great job.
Mike, let us come back to you with one more question here in a moment. First down, option play, pitches it back. Marks in pursuit, gets away from Marks, but the Miners converge for a loss. Mike, you've seen a lot of teams over the years.
I have, Jim.
You've had sons play on teams.
Yes, I have, all 3 boys.
How do you evaluate this squad?
This is a good squad. They've got both speed, they've got receivers, their defense is stepping up and doing a good job. You know, as NU football goes, we're always a little bit weak in that secondary, and right now we got some work to do, don't we?
Yep, second down, and going to be a passing play. Robbins back, looks long, throws. This could be intercepted. It is, but is it in bounds? And it's incomplete. You know, Mike, I've been fortunate enough to cover this team for a number of years. Like you said, what an incredible combination of talent.
We have a lot of talent, and there's a lot of juniors out there too, which is good for next year. But we got a tough road ahead of us still till that section championship comes in at the end of the year. But I think these guys are going to be in it.
Mike, big final question for you: are you in Elk Grove next Friday?
I'm not sure, Jim.
You better book your ticket.
I better book my ticket next Friday night. I just might be, because that's going to be a big game, isn't it?
I think you should be there. And pass over the middle is complete, and so a first down. Mike, thanks for joining us tonight. Always good to see you up here in the booth.
Thanks, Jim. Enjoy your articles in the paper, too, and thanks, Touchdown Productions.
All right. Mike Bratton, always a great source. He has been father time to this program. He has been here almost since the beginning, it seems. So a first down for Chico. 6:19 with the clock running in the third quarter. The third quarter scampering on a little bit quicker. Robbins, screenplay, out of bounds. Oh, and they're going to rule that the clock should continue to run. Probably a good idea with a 38-14 game.
Well, that was number 6 carrying the ball. That's Eli Pennick. He's new in the backfield for the Panthers. Panthers, again, trying some new looks. They're going to give number 15, Barack Kirk Eli, another look out at wide receiver. That's where they want to go right now. There's Barack. He's looking for the ball, and he has it.
Gets away, but out of bounds.
Completed pass to number 15, Barack.
And so it's Barack Karatakeli with the reception.
And boy, Jim, does this team like to throw that home run ball or what?
Oh, my gosh. And they're going to be dangerous against a lot of these teams.
There's the replay, and we talked about it all by himself, and he's a great big receiver, so real difficult to cover. It looks like that's number 11.
That's Jacob Friel with Gareth Noxon assisting him. So a 1st and 10. Running play up the middle. Nice, sure tackle on the play by Nevada Union, and that is Miguel Espinoza, who has been getting better each week. Let's go on the field to Scott Hopper. Scott?
So we have a barn burner down at Bear River. Highlands on the opening drive out of the half scored on a 40-yard touchdown, and that moved the score to 20-15, and Bear River then answered with a touchdown for themselves. It is now standing at Bear River 23, Highlands 20. Back to you.
Boy, that's a close one there. Down 49.
Penalties against Chico, false start.
And so Chico gets hit with a false start, and that'll make it a 2nd down and 12. 4:48 to go, and the clock is running.
Having trouble bringing a play in from the sidelines. Now they've got it together.
No sense of urgency for Reed and the Panthers. Broken play. Now is going to roll left. Throws with that left hand, and that was not Reed. That was Trayvon. That was Trayvon Reed. Yes.
And it looked like a broken play, Jim. And Trayvon had enough presence of mind, I guess, to roll left and then throw with his left hand. Let's watch and see if this was just a good fake. There's his throw at the end of the play.
Mercifully, the clock is running. 4 minutes to go in the third. Second possession of the second half by Chico. Back to pass. Throws long. Oh, my gosh. Out in front. And the Chico has several receivers that can really stretch it out. If the ball gets there.
11, Jesse Holmes.
And that was Jesse Holmes deep for Chico, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 7.
Ian Davis.
3:47 as we move towards the 4th quarter. Chico deciding on the play. Reed in at quarterback. Jesse Culpepper there with him in the backfield. 2 wideouts each side, right and left. Here it comes. 4th down, back to pass. The rush is coming. Twists, turns, throws long, over the middle, incomplete. Ball bounces, defended there by Gareth Noxon. And the Miners again, Paul, take over on downs.
Good pass defense that time, not only in the secondary. Reed is having trouble finding an open receiver, and it's not because he doesn't have a multitude out there. It's because the defense by the NU Miners is excellent. They're blanketing these receivers and giving him nothing to look at.
So 1st down, Nevada Union. Davis near side. 1 back offense. Miners keep the ball.
That ball was bouncing around the ground there, Jim. That was a fumble. Cota luckily enough to pull it in before it was pounced on.
2nd 13, Nevada Union.
3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Miners dominating with a 24-point lead, 38-14. 2nd down and 13. Shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Throws long. Davis is there, but it goes right through his hands. That's one Davis should have had.
And, you know, we'll see that ball thrown to Davis 10 times, and he's going to catch 8 or 9 of them. I think he just lost his concentration. The receiver, or I beg your pardon, the defensive back kind of got in his way just as the ball was getting there. He reached out to pluck it out of the air and just went right through his hands.
Referee timeout on the field.
Davis having a good night, but not a great night. Not a night that we've seen before.
Well, he's had 2 kind of go off his fingertips. And there on the field, Barak Karatakeli. And so, yeah, it looks like it probably is a leg cramp. And again, Scott, here we are, another night, 4 weeks into the season, where the weather's pretty warm.
It certainly is.
You left, the last time that you left, we were playing at Grant, and you got a little chilly towards the end of the game. And then a few days later, you found yourself in Alaska. Now that's where you really get chilly.
That's true.
Join us next week. A big game, Nevada Union and the Thundering Herd. Number 4, Nevada Union. Number 1, Elk Grove Thundering Herd. I can't see the Miners going down. We'll have to check on the results of the Elk Grove game tonight. Watch it next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. on YouTube. 8 o'clock on Wave Broadband Channel 20, Comcast Channel 11, Suddenlink Channel 16. Back to live action, 2:55 to go. 3rd down and long. Back to passes Cota. Here comes the rush. Throws. Davis totally being shielded and didn't see the ball. And so that'll be a 4th down.
And for what I think is the 3rd time in this game, Jim, we're going to see Sill come for a punt.
The last time Sill kicked, it was 50 yards. This ball will be at the 27-yard line of Nevada Union. Eli Pennick back to receive for the Panthers. And now timeout.
Timeout, Miners.
And the Miners take a timeout with 2:48 to go in the in the 3rd quarter.
And the coach is out on the field there. You'll see it over there with the Panthers. It wouldn't surprise me, Jim, if he tries to put on some kind of a return. If Sills boots the ball like he did last time, Pennick will definitely have a chance to field it. The question is can they put on a play where he can get some blocking to return? Coach Humphers took a timeout here. I'm kind of surprised, Jim.
Well, he must have seen something he didn't like. second punt of the game. So the Miners ready for the punt. Sill gets it away. Not quite as nice as the first one. And in fact, with that one goes out of bounds at the Miners' 45-yard line. And another injured or dehydrated Panther on the field.
Injury on the field.
And again, it looks like a cramp.
Well, I don't know on this one. Gareth Noxon, good shot of him and Tanner Vallejo as they trot off the field.
And it looks to be number 65, Anthony Rodriguez. And really, there's no idea what's going on with Rodriguez. And now they're going to get him up.
There you saw Kyle Cota for a minute. So Anthony Rodriguez, a senior for the Chico Panthers, gets up on the field. It has to be a warm night for both of these teams. With that said, I don't know of too many places in Northern California warmer than Chico. That's where our head office is, and I'll tell you what, the air conditioning is always blasting as you go into Chico, at least during this time of year. So 1st and 10, good opportunity for the Panthers to pull closer to Nevada Union with 2:41 to go in the third quarter. Reed, nothing doing. Nice play there by Cordero Rios, of course, on there. TJ Hart.
TJ's having a very good game defensively. And here it is. You can see Rios really, I don't know if they wanted to give him the ball or not. It looked, again, to be something of a broken play.
Back to pass. Big rush, gets away, throws long, and that is
complete, I believe.
A completion at the 30-yard line. First down, 2:02 to go. Jesse Holmes with the reception.
Number 11, Jesse Holmes.
And the passing seems to either be superb from Reed or completely off the mark.
But this is a first down. Man in motion, ball is loose, and the Miners have it. Nice recovery, sure-handed play by Tanner Vallejo.
By the Miners. On the recovery, number 20, Tanner Vallejo.
So the Miners will take over on the Panthers' 34-yard line, it looks like here. Now watch, it's just a fumble. It goes on the ground, but opportunity is always what Tanner Vallejo's middle name is. So he's there.
The turnover sets up the Miners, 1st and 10. Handoff coming this way is Jason Murray. Murray tries to turn the corner, but is taken down at the 40-yard line. A gain of 7.
Jason Murray.
Minute 37 left in the quarter. Miners lead 38-14.
2nd and 3, we'll call it at the 41. Cota still in, fakes it to Berger. In fact, it is a Berger, and a flag comes in. 2 flags come in. And so the Miners are going to get a nice gain on the play. Boy, it was hard to see that Berger took that ball but then the Miners imploded, and the first penalty flag is at the 48 of Nevada Union.
So with two flags coming in at different times, it looks like it could possibly be two different infractions, but they're going to mark off, it looks like 10 yards. No, it's a 5-yard.
No, it's a 15-yard play from where the flag was, and that'll be a second down now and 7. Berger again breaking through the middle, but the Panthers were waiting, and that'll bring up a third down with almost a minute to go in the third quarter. Ian Davis is out, and Zach Alcantara is in. And that's going to be a loss. In at quarterback right now is Michael Tapia. He is the backup to Kyle Cota.
Stop by number 23, Donovan Sanchez.
So Miners are going to need to punt, Paul, and I'm not sure, but what this might be the last play of the quarter. We'll see. Sorry there.
No. I'm thinking that you don't often see Kyle Cota off the field. I don't think there's any injury problem, but if he did have some kind of a groin pull earlier in the week, it might be wise to keep him out with this kind of a score.
A high driving kick that goes inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Another huge kick by Sill. 44-yard punt. And that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, the Miners lead 38-14. Let's go down on the field and Scott Hopper. Scott?
Guys, I wanted to report to you Kyle Cota's stats on the day. He was 11 for 21 with 225 yards and 3 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, or I should say on the negative side of the ball, the Miners have had 11 penalties for a total of 100-yard loss. Back upstairs, guys.
So, Paul, 100 yards in penalties for Nevada Union tonight.
Yeah, we've seen them do superbly almost everything tonight, both offensively and defensively. It's hard to criticize this team in the game, except in one area. You're not going to win a championship if you're being penalized 100 yards. If they give the Thundering Herd next week 100 yards in penalty, they will lose that game.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
It would take a miracle. Well, not a miracle, but it would take a real twist of fate for them to be able to prevail. So, but this is what we'll call pre-league is for, to work out the kinks. As long as they get them worked out prior to the first league game, then they're on the right track. And here we are. We're going to enter the fourth quarter.
And I, for one, Jim, I'm really looking forward to that game next week at Elk Grove. Anytime you go onto their turf, the Thundering Herd are just that. It will be war. Talk about two hard-hitting, big teams. We'll really test the Miners next week to see if they are championship caliber.
Don't miss next week's contest. You'll see it at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning on YouTube. Go to Touchdown Productions and then look for the game of the week, Nevada Union at Elk Grove, and you'll be able to watch next week's performance. We'll be bringing it to you from the stadium, from the home of the Thundering Herd. So for Chico, 1st and 10 as we begin a fourth quarter. Miners are offsides again to add to that penalty total. That time it was Davi Petnato.
Alice Stein to the announcer's booth, please. Alice Stein to the announcer's booth.
So that'll make it a 1st and 5. And the handoff. Nice gain. Breaks through the right side. First down yardage. K.J. Young on the carry.
On the carry for the Panthers.
Young in the backfield, finding a little room, bouncing out, looking inside, then bouncing to the outside right, and gets a first down.
Espinoza and Vallejo on the tackle. Chico coming at us with that hurry-up offense, and there is another handoff. And the Miners will be probably penalized for a 15-yard personal foul on that play.
Now, I saw the flag go up, Jim, but I don't know exactly. Are they talking about piling on? Or is it?
Well, I think unsportsmanlike personal foul against Nevada Union.
I just see aggressive defense there that time.
Well, if you see it, if we have that on replay, you might see it a little more clearly. What I saw was on the right side of the tackle, one of the Miners, it was hard to tell who it was, kind of picked up the defender and threw him down on the ground. And that drew the flag. And now a pass. Reed back to throw. Throws over the middle. That one's going to be intercepted, and this is Ian Davis. Davis breaks to the right side. Needs a little bit more speed, but a nice return on the play. Reed is finally betrayed by his passing. Davis with the interception. Miners with the ball at their own 45. First and 10 with 11:10 to go.
Davis that time, unfortunately, threw the ball in misdirection. His receiver broke to the inside, and he threw it outside, and Davis all by himself. Davis holding his arm there on the sideline.
Good thing he's such a good receiver, because that interception came easy for him. So Tapia in. Miners going with the second string at this point. Inside handoff. And the best part of that is that it keeps the clock running. Let's take a look at that interception, Paul.
Now you can see Reed, and Reed's got a heck of an arm. I mean, he's being held there in the back, and he lets that one go 45 yards. But his receiver actually is open. But he throws it to the outside, and here's Davis showing off some of his skills as his after the catch moves downfield are translated into an interception.
Second down and 7. Right side, nice gain. First down on the play. Joe Voigt with the carry.
Good to see some of these second stringers in here, Jim. I like to see what we're going to see. A lot of these are juniors playing. Haven't seen them play a lot this year.
And they keep the clock running. 10.5 to go in this fourth quarter. Nate Dickinson in the backfield, and this is Nate. Nice gain, gets about 5 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a second down and 5.
On the carry for the Miners, about a 4-yard gain, number 30, Nate Dickinson.
Inside 10 minutes to go. Miners over the left side. Nice gain, but it looks like it's about a yard short. So that'll bring up a third down and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Coming up on the 9-minute mark. Miners need another first down here. Here is the handoff, first down yardage. Nate Dickinson getting to the 30.
Nate doing a good job keeping his legs churning, driving up the field, and gets the first down. Okay, Jim, it's that time of the game here.
We're a little early yet. Let's let the sun set a little bit more before we start talking about our 3 stars of the game. We definitely have some nominees in mind, but let's see how this plays out. Tapia under center. And there's a fumble. That ball is going to go to Chico. So wasn't a clean handoff to Joe Voigt, and the ball is turned over.
First and 10 Panthers.
You know, let's take a look at it here. Miners, some players have had excellent nights, but let's first watch the replay.
And here you'll see it.
I don't think he ever gets it cleanly to Voigt.
No, and this is when you start playing second stringers that don't have a lot of time, a lot of reps out there. You're going to see a little bit of this. Handoff was put right into his gut, but the back, and that was number 15, Voigt. He's kind of looking for where he's going to run and really not thinking about taking the handoff.
Andrew Morgan Hernandez with the reception, or with the recovery. And
Incomplete pass.
Trevon Reed gets knocked over on an incomplete pass. 8:32 to go, so the Miners were successful in taking about 3 minutes off of the clock. Second and 10. Reed in at quarterback. Two wideouts each side. Back to pass. Looks over here. Now throws. Complete, but it looked like it was out of bounds, and it is. So coming up with it on the play was Kellen Culpepper, but he took it out of bounds, and now here comes a marker, and we'll have to see whether it's against the Miners or whether it's against Culpepper.
I believe Culpepper had some words. He asked politely the official on the sideline how come he wasn't in bounds, and the official answered him with his flag.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Panthers, and Culpepper shuttles off to the sidelines. And that will make it, since it was a dead ball foul, that will make it 2nd and 25. So the play is counted, and the 15 yards are tacked on, and so it's 2nd and 25. Paul over here calculating the players of the game, slightly obsessed with it.
I'm going to add a new dimension to this, Jim.
We were at 9 minutes, Paul, and you wanted to say who the players of the game were. If that isn't a way to turn the game around, I don't know what is. But here is Reed at quarterback with 3rd and long, 3rd and 25. Big rush, but a nice screen play. Coming up the middle, Miners finally converge, but he gets outside. This is going to be a first down. In fact, this may be a touchdown. Panthers go the length. Touchdown, Chico. Jesse Chambers takes it the distance. And with 8:07 to go, it is 38-20.
Just about the time everybody's being put to sleep in the stadium, thinking about gathering up their gear and heading for their car. The Chico Panthers, with an offense that will score on virtually any play, come up with a huge down the sideline play. Chambers showing off his leg speed after getting the pass from Reed. So we'll see the extra point, and I'm sure we'll probably see a replay on that, Jim.
And they're going to go for 2. So Reed in the shotgun, hands off to Rios. He dances into the end zone. Conversion is good.
So the Chico Panthers aren't thinking about getting on the bus quite yet.
16-point lead by Nevada Union, and I'm sure that Chico looks as that as 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. And is this the time that you say to Kyle Cota, you're back in the game?
Well, there's your American Pride scoreboard. They're thinking to themselves, okay, here comes our replay, Jim. Let's take a long look at this. And we're going to see some incredible speed at the end of this play by Chambers. But a little screen play over the middle, they're going to let the defense come right on through. Nothing but yellow and white in the middle of the field. And now watch a great break to the outside. Getting away from a tackle and getting a great block right there. And here's the speed. He just lights it up and outruns the entire secondary. And Chico now in the football game, 22 points.
And now you wonder what Humphers will do. He is only 2 scores removed from a tie game.
8 minutes and 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Chico Panthers thinking about stealing one, a game they haven't been in all night here, and now just 2 scores away. They're gonna onside kick this. You got to know it, Jim.
Coda with his helmet on the sidelines, and there it is. And the fumble's on the ground, but the Miners, I believe, come up with it, and they do. That, I think, was Austin Marks. Nope, it was not. It looks like it was Davi Petnato.
So here's the question. Do you leave your second string in?
Nope, you don't. Coda is back in the game.
There he is.
Let's go down on the field and Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey, thanks, guys. I wanted to give you another Bear River update. Bear River fumbled on the Highlands 2. Highlands marched the entire length of the field, and they did score. They move up 28 to 23 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Still an exciting game down there. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Scott. On that first carry, that is Hank Humphers, the first string back in the game. Austin Marks, Ian Davis, Hank Humphers, Tanner Vallejo. In comes Jason Murray. 7.5 to go. 2nd and 5 for Nevada Union. Second man through, flags fly before the play can happen, and I would imagine, well, it came from the line to the side judge, so it may very well, it could go either way. It could go offsides against Chico, or it could go motion against Nevada Union, and it is offsides Chico.
Coda comes to the sideline looking for a play. They're probably thinking ball control at this point.
And keep the clock running. So 1st and 10 at the 44.5-yard line of Chico. Hank Humphers. Maybe a slight gain of 1 yard on the play. But at 7 minutes.
Panthers have 3 timeouts left. If they decide to play the clock management game here this early, they could, if they get to a 3rd down, they might just try to slow it down some.
You know, I've been impressed tonight with Davi Petnato. I think that Davi has played a really good game tonight. So 2nd and 10. Man in motion. But Humphers up the middle. Nice gain. Good yardage. Rumbles to the 25 of Chico. First down, Miners.
Just what the doctor ordered, Jim, right up the middle. Humphers takes it up the gut and gets the first down, keeps the clock rolling.
Sill warming up on the sidelines. Coming up on 6 minutes. Let's take a look at Humphers' gallop here.
Yeah, now Humphers is a classic back. He always is going uphill or downhill, I guess you would say in this particular case. Squares his shoulders, keeps the legs going, good power and speed.
Inside 6 minutes, Tanner Vallejo cuts on the inside, and now the Miners just dominating at the line of scrimmage. And Vallejo picks up 2 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 8. But they're also eating up a lot of clock.
So at what point, if you're Jason Alvester, the coach of the Panthers, do you start taking your timeouts?
Second down. Right side, Hank Humphers again, inside the 20 to the 17. And getting close to first down yardage, but it's going to be a 3rd down and 1. 5 minutes to go. Miners have toyed with Chico a good portion of the night, and now they're trying to put the final nail in the coffin. Ian Davis here near side. Berger on far side. Austin Marks in. Tanner Vallejo, first down Miners. Vallejo busts through that left side and picks up another first down with the clock down to 4:30. And Chico has taken a timeout.
They decided to burn one. That time the left side was completely annihilated. On the left side, we've got number 60, Dominic Crotty. And he was just completely taken out by Trevor Moore. First down for the Miners, 4:31 left.
Chico on the verge of suffering their first blemish of the season. After coming in 2-0, they trail here by 18 with the Miners driving. 16 with the Miners driving.
Okay, so now are you going to let me talk about player of the game, Jim?
No.
Oh. I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
What I'd like to institute is something new here for player of the game. I'd like to add a fourth member that is a lineman. We need to recognize our linemen.
Honorary mention.
An honorary mention for a lineman. Now, rarely do we ever see a lineman actually win player of the game. It's happened a couple of times.
It has, yes.
And we'll come back to that.
So first down. And on the play, the carry is by Nate Dickinson. And another timeout is taken by Chico. It'll be 3rd and 10. Paul, you have a little bit of time here. Go ahead.
Okay, well, here's what I'd like to do. Let's institute the lineman mention of the game.
Okay.
In this particular case, I've got a couple that I'd like to talk about. TJ Hart has done a very good job. We saw him fall on some kickoffs. He is the number 66 player in the middle. Not only did he fall on the first one, but he actually picked up and returned one of the kickoffs. And then we've also called his name a couple of times tonight on defense. So TJ, and then like you were saying, Pettinato is a name that we've known here at NU for a number of years. His brother played and then played in Division I football. He has had a wonderful game tonight, and I think we should both mention those names.
Davi Pettinato, a fellow Sharks fan. One of these nights I'm going to have to, when Davi has a really good performance, I may have to bribe him with Shark tickets if the NHL season ever starts. But here we go, 2nd and 10, single back offense, and that is Nate Dickinson. Off to Nate. Nate met at the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard or two, and Chico will take their final timeout with 4:19 to play. I agree with you. Davi's had a good night, and so has TJ Hart.
Yeah, both of them have been very, very strong, and I think I'd like to honor them by adding their name into this player of the game hat. I have my 1, 2, and 3, and these names keep coming up every single week, Jim. We could talk about a number of players almost every week. We can talk about Davis, about Sill, about Vallejo, about Humphreys, about Coda, all every time. Then we've got another layer at Jake Berger. We can always talk about Austin Marks. There's a number of players that come up. Espinoza can always have a big game and be player of the game. But this week, my number 1 pick is going to be Kyle Coda. He has shown and proven again that not only is his agility and his brains really the backbone of the NU offense, but tonight he just had an outstanding game, and we could have given it to him on a number of other games. Tonight I think he earned it. So I'm going to give him number 1. Number 2 and number 3, take your pick. It's Vallejo and it's Sill. You've got to like the leg on Sill, his punting as well as his field goal tries. And Vallejo's the kind of guy that you're lucky to have one of them on your team every year, but he is really having an outstanding year as we watch the Miners struggle here for yardage on the sideline. We saw him early, especially, Jim, as strong as he was early, carrying the football. So maybe we give him second, we give Sill third.
Let's go down on the field and Scott Hopper. Scott?
Hey guys, I just want to play again with the Bear River team. 29-28 Bear River. They marched down the field and scored. There's 4 minutes to go in that game, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so back to you guys. I'll report back later if I can.
Hey guys, is it my turn yet?
You know what I think?
Oh, Sill lining up for a field goal. This could be number 2 versus number 3 on the night. And it's no good. Sill picks it up and tries to run with it, but the poor guy is buried on the play. So Coda couldn't spot it. And Coda couldn't spot it, so Sill couldn't kick it. And with 3:23 to play, Chico is back in business, trailing by 16.
Undecided.
So it looks like the number 1 player of the game, and I hate to do these so prematurely because we've still got 3:23 left. Be like John Madden putting a picture on the horse wagon before the end of the game.
They decide the horse wagon thing before halftime. Are you kidding me? But you know what I think, from the look on your face? I think you actually agree with me this time, and that's going to shock me. I may have to jump out of the window of the booth here if you actually agree with me.
Reed with the reception, passes the ball over on the sidelines. Barak Karatakeli. And that'll be a second down, 3:16. Chico wants to make this a close game. Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play with 3:16 to go. Back to passes Reed. Lots of time to throw, and heaves it long. Miners looking over their heads. It's complete! And a long gain again on the reception to Eli Pennick.
Eli Pennick, probably the smallest player on the field for either team, is giving fits to this defense. That ball was thrown, how far, Jim? Maybe 45 yards in the air?
Reed had a nice gain on it.
Watch him. Reed will wind up, and he's just going to throw it up for grabs. This is the kind of ball last week that beat the Miners. Throws it into coverage, but there's Pennick, and you can see him at the bottom of your screen. Comes down with that ball, unbelievable.
First and goal, but there's a fumble on it, and Reed is going to roll right, and he's going to look, he's going to throw, incomplete. Threw it to where no receivers were, so I don't even know who the intended receiver was.
Here's the replay, here's the finish of that play, and you can see Pennick catch it, keep his feet, darn near get in the end zone.
And I'll tell you this, if Chico is able to take this into the end zone, this is going to be a game. They'll have a 2-point conversion they have to make, and then they would only be down by 8. Trayvon Reed. Handoff. It's Rios. Nothing doing. A bevy of Miners led by Terry Graham make the tackle. And the best thing that does, with no timeouts for Chico, it keeps the clock running. 2.5 to go.
3rd and 10.
So Chico, without any timeouts, is going to have to bird the ball. Here's the replay on that. And not much going on. You can see as the Miners come across, led by Terry Graham.
So here's Reed. 3rd down. Back to pass. Throws to the corner. Touchdown, Chico!
Touchdown, Chico.
And this crowd is stunned here on the NU sideline. Those people who had completely put the W in the column already now are squirming around on their seat cushions.
Deja vu from last week. In fact, That play looked like the two-point conversion that sealed the deal for Pleasant Grove last week.
Same kind of out pattern, Jim. You're so right. Outside responsibilities there goes to Jake Berger, number 17, and that receiver was wide open.
And here comes the big two-point conversion. He will roll right. The coverage is there. Throws. Complete. Successful PAT. And the Miners lead by 8. 38-30. The Panthers have mounted a heroic comeback, and they find themselves within one score of Nevada Union. And there is the American Pride detailing scoreboard. 16 unanswered points in the fourth quarter by Chico. Only 7 second half points for the Miners after registering 31 in the first half.
What's wrong with that picture? Look at that American Pride detailing scoreboard. 16 points in the fourth quarter. The Miners put in their second group and decide that they're going to coast to the win here in the fourth quarter with about 8 minutes left, Jim. And now we've got an 8-point ball game. Here's a replay. And you can see Berger is just not playing up tight enough on that receiver. He's not finding the football, and he's not blanketing that receiver that he should. They've got 2 blue jerseys out there covering, and that's the play that beat us last week.
So here comes an onside kick with 2:04 to play. If the Miners can recover it, they are pretty close to sealing the deal with no timeouts left for Chico. This is Rodrigo Serrato. And here we go. And a beautiful play by Ian Davis. Picks up the ball, takes it down to the 45-yard line. The good news is that the Miners should be able to run out the clock. The bad news is that they have only beaten this team by 8 if they are able to burn off the last 2 minutes and 1 second.
You know, an NU fan, Jim, will open up the Union tomorrow and look at the line score and think we had a heck of a ball game here.
Well, in the end, we did. Those 16 unanswered points in the fourth quarter made it tough for the Miners. And now the first string is on the field with 2 minutes, 1 seconds to go. Miners will probably run. There's a fumble on the field. And Chico may have it. No, they're calling it second down. Fortuitous for the Miners. A fumble by Kyle Coda on the exchange from center, and the Miners have dodged a huge bullet.
Jim, I think that the Miners can take a knee for 3 plays and run the clock out. Minute 25 left.
Humphers with the ball, right side. Looks like he is grabbed by his face mask, but no call. Clock continues to run, and we are at 1 minute and 10 seconds. Hank writhing on the field.
Injury timeout on the
Injury timeout. And that's not a sight you want to see, although I'd like to see the replay because I wonder if his head got twisted. They're looking at the upper torso, upper part of his torso there, as you can see. I'm glad they're not going for the knees.
Well, one thing I can tell you, Jim, is virtually every player on the Chico team was on that pile. There was probably 9 players piling in there, and the crowd is quiet.
Well, Humphers a big part of offense and defense, and let's take a look at this play once again and see if we can catch where the where it occurred. There's Humphers right there. Look at that hand reaching out. Grabs his face mask, turns his head. There's the line judge right there on top of it, and you have to wonder what he was looking at. Humphers twisted there.
Now we go to full speed here, and you'll see that everybody on the football team is going to pile on Hank.
Gosh, if that was obvious to us up here, how come he couldn't see it?
And you see, I think it's right there. I think right there, Hank is taking a little bit of extracurricular abuse while he's on the bottom of that pile. I think that's what was going on, actually.
Big third down play. And the ball's on the ground again, and this time the Panthers have it!
Chico recovers.
Chico recovers with 37 ticks of the clock left. And for the Miners, what seemed like a sure deal is now in doubt.
What is going on here, Jim? This crowd is shocked. I am shocked. How that ball came out. The Panthers are tackling the football. They have no timeouts. But they will certainly get a couple of throws downfield here.
Shades of last week. 37 to go. Reed in at quarterback. He rolls right, and now he throws, and that is going to be out of bounds, incomplete.
Completed pass.
No,
they're calling it a completion.
Across the field, we see that that ball apparently was brought in, and he kept his feet in bounds. That's number 11, Jesse Holmes.
43-yard line of Nevada Union. Chico knocking on the door. 31 seconds to go. They're back alive. Reed back to pass. He looks long. He's going to unload it. And it's incomplete. And strangely enough, number 8, Jesse Chambers, had a shot at that at inside the 10-yard line.
What a finish to a football game that had basically put everybody to sleep by the end of the third quarter. This Chico team will not go away.
Well, with that said, the Miners have let them back into this game.
Absolutely true.
The Miners, with a sure bet a half an hour ago, are now on the verge of bankrupting. And there's a bad snap. Reed goes back to get it. Sets up, throws it long downfield. Berger's in position, incomplete. Berger was challenged on the play by Jesse Chambers. And Reed will not give up that ball that went back about 15 yards. He recovered it to throw a long bomb that was incomplete, and that'll be a third down. 15 seconds to play. And what had been a jolly crowd has now turned very quiet. Here comes the third down play.
No.
So here we go, third down. Back again is Reed. Throws it deep, throws it long. He's there! Incomplete. Oh! The flag comes in! That will be a 15-yard penalty, and with 6 seconds left, Chico will have at least one more shot at the end zone. That should take the ball inside the 30.
So 6 seconds will be enough for one more play. Now, I don't see the penalty here. This looks like good defense to me. Both players have the right to go for that football. And Berger, out there on the right side, wasn't holding or anything, but they're going to give Jesse Holmes and crew Trevon Reed.
Miners should never be in this position, but here's where they are. With the game on the line, 6 seconds to go. Up by 8. And now the Miners call timeout.
Timeout on the field.
So, Paul, where did this freight train come from?
I'll tell you what, nobody saw it coming across the tracks. Out on the field right now, we have the defensive coordinator, and he has got some stern words for this defense. What they can't do is try to just protect. They need to get aggressive with this ball. You know the ball's going to go into the end zone. You know the ball's going to be in the air. You drop back and just try to play a zone. I think you've got to be more aggressive than that. They're going to have to put pressure on Reed. They got to make him rush his throw here, Jim. And that defensive line is going to have to come up the middle. They're dropping Vallejo back now. They're going into a quasi zone. Let's see what they do here, Jim.
This could be the final play of the game. And timeout. Is called again by the Miners.
Interesting. Coach Humphers is back on the field. He wanted to take a look at it. Almost like a basketball coach. He wants to see how they're going to line up.
A zany, wacky game here tonight from Hooper Stadium. Nevada Union jumped out to a huge lead. Miners substituted the second stringers. The officials allowed the clock to run. And before you knew it, we had a ball game. Miners take over with a little bit more than 2 minutes to play. Seemingly on the verge of running out the clock, they fumble on their first play and recover. They fumble on their third play and turn the ball over. Chico takes it down, 6 seconds to go. Fans on their feet. Reed with 3 wideouts. Near side, 1 far side. Back to pass. They pick up the rush. He rolls. He throws it into the end zone. Incomplete. Game's over. And the game is over. And you wondered if there was going to be a flag on that final play. We had to wait for a moment, and the Miners not only dodge a bullet, they dodge a mortar.
Everybody in the stadium held their breath to see if a yellow hanky was going to come out of the pocket of that official. That play to end the game was no different than the one that was thrown earlier.
And if you look at the fourth quarter, there's 16 points. Could have been another 8, 24 points to tie this game. Miners escape out with a narrow victory. Number 1 star will be Kyle Cota. Number 2 star will be Vallejo. And the number 3 star will be Brayton Sill. We'll be back with the postgame in just a moment. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union football. This is the Touchdown Production Sports Network.
Gold and silver are more important as a part of your investment portfolio more now than ever before. There's inflationary pressures. China alone could push the gold price more than double from $1,000 to $2,000 an ounce. Hi, my name is Jason Hommel and welcome to the JH Mint. Here at the JH Mint we have all sorts of gold and silver. We have about 200 ounces of gold. We have about 20,000 ounces of silver or more in stock. We also assay or scrap gold jewelry and placer gold, and we will be here for all of your gold and silver investing needs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The Owl has been part of Mill Street for 132 years. The hand-carved Austrian cherrywood bar was built in 1880, and the food has become legendary with entrees including steak and prawns cooked to perfection.
We put 3 new HD TVs in the bar and the lounge area. We're going to be starting a Monday Night Football special. We'll have different specials in the bar.
Enjoy a great meal with family and friends at the new Owl Grill and Saloon.
The Painter family's been feeding Nevada County football players and their families since 1959. October marks 52 years of service to our community. At SPD, you'll always find USDA choice beef and a full-service meat department, complete deli section, locally grown produce, and a post office. Everything you need that makes SPD so special. SPD Markets, hometown proud, where your neighbors shop.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Thank you, Jim. I'm on the field down here after the game with Nevada Union quarterback Kyle Cota. Tell me what it was like to be basically removed from the game, and then they came roaring back, and then you were put back into the game. What was the feeling like when they made that charge?
A sense of urgency to go out there and go keep playing the way we were playing the first half of the game, and it's kind of a scary position we were in when they started fumbling the ball and stuff. And I'm glad we got the win, but we got to step it up. Play a better game.
Very good, very good. And you were the player of the game tonight. Congratulations on that. It was a great game. As I remember you early in the game, I guess when you came out, you had 3 touchdowns. You were 11 for 22 with, I want to say, 225 yards. Not maybe one of your most efficient games, but certainly a very spectacular game. What do you attribute your success tonight to?
I attribute my wide receiver Ian Davis and our wide receivers getting out there and getting open for me, a line blocking for me. It's all them, and I just go in there and do the easy work.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much. And guys, back upstairs to you.
Our number 1 star tonight, kind of a somber Miners team out on the field, dodged a huge bullet. We'll be back with our final comments in just a moment. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner football. This is the Touchdown Production Sports Network.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The fun starts at Top This, your premier accessory outfitter for truck, RV, marine, and fishing. Top This is Grass Valley's only outfitter with access to millions of products and the knowledge to help you choose what's right for you. They're serious about outfitting your truck, boat, or RV. As for fishing, talk to Chuck. Top This, your premier accessory outfitter for truck, RVs, marine, and fishing.
Hi, my name's Mark from Swayze's Public Wholesale at 140 East McKnight Way. At Swayze's, we have all kinds of automotive tools. We have all kinds of fasteners, 3 different pitches of metrics. We have safety equipment. And don't forget our glove world. We carry over 600 styles of gloves. If your canopy was damaged this winter, we have all the parts and supplies to fix and repair or expand it. It's Swayze's Public Wholesale. We have everything you need for everything you do. Open every day, 8 to 5 on the weekdays, open till 4 on the weekends.
The Hauser family reminds you if it's round, rubber, and it rolls, then you're sure to find it at Plaza Tire and Auto Service. From regular car and truck tires to small specialty tires for your trailers and golf carts, you can trust Plaza Tire has the tire for you. They stake their reputations on it every day. Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs, in Penn Valley, Nevada City, and in Colfax.
Miners with I've Got a Guy, and yeah, it looks like Austin Marks right there. 38-30 victory tonight. One has to wonder how pleased Dave Humphers will be with the results here tonight, especially leading up to next week's big contest. Will the Miners be able to hold 4th spot in the Sacramento section? Our executive producer tonight, Gilbert M. Dominguez. Director, Daniel Paddock. Camera operators, Patrick Wells, Remington King, Paul Town. Announcers, Jim Adams. Paul, good working with you tonight. Scott Hopper, and then Walter Ford, office manager Linda Mingus. Remote facilities by Commander 2. Technical equipment by Grass Valley when the world is watching. Touchdown accounting by Francis Cinto, LLP, voted Nevada County's best. Player of the Game Award, Bill Slade and Sons Trucking and Stuckey Engravers. And the scoreboard sponsors, Suds Brothers Car Wash, American Pride Detailing. Commander Maintenance by Reeby's Auto Parts and by Plaza Auto and Tire. Order your game, whichever game you want. Boy, a big game next week. You have to wonder how the Miners will prepare. For Paul Brown, Gil Dominguez, Scott Hopper, and the entire Touchdown Productions team, this is Jim Adams reminding you, you've been watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner football. Good night, everybody.